Yeah, move. We're live.
Ah!
Oh shit.
So we're live now on Patreon, Lou.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is live to the Patreon users. There's the chat.
Are we really live?
For reals, dude.
Duncan Ince says excited for Funky Cool Lou Medina to finally be in a video.
Cool Medina.
Making it happen.
That's the family song.
Yeah?
Yeah, Funky Cool Medina. It's like,
I love
that
it,
on
dude.
the whole
It's so
family.
good. The
tone lock.
tone lock, man. What a jam.
You introduce the pre-show and shit and be like, hey man, this is
No, that's not my job. That's a Greg Miller thing. If I was Greg Miller, I'd tell people welcome to the GameOverGreggy Show pre-show here on patreon.com. So it's kind of funny, but I'm not. So I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean?
So Tim Tam.
What's up?
There it is. So right before everything got locked and loaded and started, I decided to start. I updated the fucking switcher. Man,
Yeah?
it's the scariest like 20 minutes ever of like.
Hey, you figured it out though.
Every
Hey,
time.
Kev, I'm going to need you to do me a favor.
Thanks.
Mr. Yasman300 saying, Tim, you see that UW released the first image of Winnie the Pooh and Friends? I'm going to need to see this.
Why don't you get Mr. Yasman to put that link in that chat?
Let's pull that shit up.
No, someone doing after work.
What do you think happened over there, Nick?
Or where?
All the noises Kevin just made. Like, what do you think he was going through?
Okay, conservatively, I think that he thought that the chair was about to quit out on him, and then realized it was
You're a piece
fine,
of shit, you know that?
and then was good.
I hate you.
I drive a
Mommy
Subaru.
and Daddy don't fight.
My new thing for Kevin is just saying that I drive a Subaru.
Nick just found out I have a newish car.
Everyone just found out you have a new car.
What is new-ish?
Everyone.
Well,
So
it's
the
my
thing is-
sister, my mother-in-law's old car, but it's 2
Okay.
years old versus my 14-year-old pickup truck.
That's a new car.
So it's new to you.
A 2-year-old car is a new car.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to say new car because then
No,
people are
that's
like,
not.
oh,
That's
It's
not
new to
true.
you. It's a new. You bought a new car.
That's
I
different.
didn't
Yeah.
buy it. I didn't buy it though.
That's the thing. People in the chat were giving me shit in the comments yesterday because you're like, oh, Tim was saying that it's an old car. I was like, no, what I was trying to say was that Kevin didn't choose the car he wanted to get. Even if Kevin chose an old, like used car, it'd still be a new car to him.
Yeah.
Someone's giving him their old car.
If anyone wants to give me
He
their
got a
2-year-old
used car. I always got a used
It's not
car.
objectively new. That's subjectively new.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Listen, it's new enough. Does it still smell like a new car? Does it have the new car smell?
God,
It
no.
smells
then
like
it's
dog,
older.
and he doesn't have a dog.
No, you son of a bitch. It doesn't smell like
It
dog.
smells. Oh, you're right. It smells like goat.
I
You're
read,
right, it
I
does
read
It
smell
smells
like
like goat because
Get one of
Paul's
these
mom has
cameras off
goats.
the sticks and let's go look at this fucker.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and rescind my last statement. It is
Here
not
you
a new
go,
car. It is a
Winnie
goat.
the Pooh.
Dude.
Smells like it too. Dooba
these motherfuckers talk?
Look at fucking E. You're chilling. Pull this shit up. They need to see
I'm
this.
trying to. Give me a
The
fucking
people
second.
need to see.
Wait, is
I'm
it?
trying to as this loud music begins to play.
Wait, there's loud music?
Yeah, it's really loud.
You see the Christopher Robin trailer? Which is what this is?
Shit, that
What-
wasn't what I wanted to do.
What is the?
I saw this comment that was, is
What
this
is-
who they referred? I thought it said ethical Tim Gettys. I'm like, ooh.
I think he
that's weird.
said. I think he said
Ethnical.
ethnical.
Yeah, that's-
Bring that mic a little closer,
I was
Big
like,
Lou.
Yeah, we're gonna
I'll put that right there.
Yes, look there.
What's is it? Christopher Robin's like, hey, the guy wrote that
Music's
wrote
back.
Winnie the Pooh, or is it?
better.
No, Christopher Robin's the boy that went on adventures.
All right.
Oh, okay.
This is Hook.
Oh, it's Hook. So
But
he's
for Winnie
older
the
now,
Pooh.
and
Yeah.
Pooh's there, and Pooh's like,
Ewan
if you
McGregor.
go to sleep, I'm gonna fucking stab you to death. So don't close your eyes, and you can't sleep for 3 days.
I don't
and
think
then-
they're gonna go with that
It's
draft.
like Chuck, like Winnie is Chucky.
Hey, I'm into this though. I'm loving it. Good for
Yeah,
them.
it's actually it doesn't look bad. I like yours. Does he have a fucking mohawk?
I think I always probably.
Someone was fucking with his.
It's his
He's
name,
a donkey,
man.
dog.
I think I always really identified with Winnie the Pooh because when I was young, all I wanted to do was eat and be kind of tubby.
Does every horse have a mohawk?
think.
Is every horse like punk as fuck?
They got that mohawk, man. No, but Kevin, we need to talk about your car situation. a
We
little
need to
bit
talk
more.
about Kevin for a lot of reasons.
Because you
a great movie
every
called
single
that.
one of us, you did the same thing to, which is like, yeah, dude, it's my car.
How did you know?
How
He
did
said,
you not know?
and I quote, "How did you not know I got a new car?
Talk about it a lot in that.
You
movie.
never
Okay, and
once said it."
none of us knew. I was walking to
See,
it, and
I
you opened the
thought-
door to a car I'd never seen. You're like, yeah, how did you not know about my new car?
I thought I had missed the morning show where he brought all this on because he did the same thing to me of like I got in this new. I'm like, what do you mean you have 3 cars? He's like,
Yeah.
oh, mother-in-law car.
Balling out.
And I was
Now-
like, oh, like I must have missed something. There must have been a morning show with Nick.
To be fair,
That's a
he
pickup
said,
truck in the
Nick,
goat
how
movie.
did you not know this? And the first thing I thought was, because I don't pay attention, clearly you guys must have had this conversation. So I went to Tim, I was like, oh, it's cool that Kevin got a new car. When did you find out about this? And you were like, I had no fucking idea he got a new car until he walked me
I
up
feel
to
like
the thing.
I told you,
No.
Tim, leading up to it.
Absolutely.
Like months
You didn't
ago.
talk
From
to me
this
at
point
all.
on, we
I
have
need
2
us
rules
to
here
go
now.
Back to the goat thing.
We'll go to it in a second. But here's my 2
Paula's
rules from now
mom
on.
has many goats.
If you go to any place that has nugs or mini corn dogs, you gotta get enough for the
Nugs!
whole group. And 2, if you get a new car, you walk in that day, you pronounce,
tell
"I got a new
people.
car." So
Now
that Daddy Nick
stop
can drive
for
it.
a second.
but I think that-
what if you got a used car? Do you walk in and say, I got a
If
used
it's
car?
new to you, it's new to me. It's a new car.
Yeah.
If it smells like goat, we can talk about that now.
Okay, yeah.
I
So
got a new
it doesn't
used
smell
car.
like goat. It
You got a new
smells-
used car.
New used car.
What do you
Not a
drive
new
now?
car.
What are you driving these
No,
days?
I don't drive
Oh, you
anything.
don't. Okay.
No, he's trying to get the definitions down.
Got it.
I just
so
came off
we're gonna
semantics.
need you to get on these.
Get on the mic. You
I gotta get right on
Yeah,
it?
get in here.
Yeah.
Kevin will occasionally, if you don't, he'll do this to you. That means put your mouth on the mic.
right here.
Yeah, that's good.
That's not
better?
what I'll do.
Yeah. Do you want to scoot in a bit more?
Yeah, you can scooch in a little more.
There's
It
no
makes
wheels on
comfortable.
these motherfuckers, but
I'm kind of close to you right now.
Yeah, you like it?
Kevin, am I
yeah,
good?
you like it?
I don't like when I get too far off this side of the
they're
frame
all
because the
toxic
lens
idiots.
bows me out and it makes my back fat look gargantuan. And I hate that.
back fat?
Yeah, I have little haunches here. I got the back fat.
Oh yeah,
Got
I
that
got the.
baby
I don't
back
like
bacon.
it. You know why I
got
have
rid
such
of
a tremendous hang up on that?
Why is that,
because
big guy?
I was naked in front of an ex-girlfriend one time and she was like, "Oh, you have love handles." And from that point on, I was always traumatized about that part
You
of my
wore a
body.
T-shirt for sex ever since.
Sex and
pool.
pools, same thing. Yeah. It was so fucked up. I was like, "You just said that so mean." It wasn't like, "Oh, that's cute." She was like, "Wow," like point and laugh. I was like, "Damn." Now, did I still?
Wow.
Was I still able to
Lay in the
maintain?
wood?
That's
My
body
erection?
dysmorphia.
No.
Fuck yeah, I'm a
you
man.
weren't. There's no way.
Wow.
Fuck yeah, I'm a man.
Did you what?
No, you heard that. You heard that right. No, what you think you heard is what you really heard there from Nick Scarpino, the man who can maintain an erection through anything.
It's true.
Merriam-Webster
Oh, a lot of people
tweeting about
describe 'em.
symbiote. So how do we say symbiote?
The way people are
Symbiote.
meant to say
Symbiote?
it.
No, you fucking
That's
asshole,
what they
Nick.
say.
It's a symbiote.
No, they say
Symbiote.
symbiote, and that's
Symbiote.
how it is. Webster's dictionary
Symbiote,
weighed in
yeah,
on
yeah.
this.
Like Walkman.
They
instead
did.
of Walkman.
Good for them.
And they're
Have
the
they put-
ones that changed literally, so they know.
Have they put out a statement yet on this with their symbioteness and all this weird pronunciation?
Well, yeah, Merriam-Webster did.
No, but I want from
What did they
these
say?
fucking people making the Venom movie.
Well,
want
what
Kevin
statement are they
Feige.
going to say? Sorry, guys, we fucked up.
They better. They better.
We're gonna do reshoots.
They better reshoot this. They better ADR it.
ADR.
Well, when you say symbiotic, you would say symbiotic relationship. So it
Yeah.
stands
But
to reason that it's
English does that a
symbiote.
lot though, where like you.
But we
change
didn't make
an
this up, right?
adjective.
Like this, it's been said before.
In every animated
Just
show
making sure.
ever.
Just making sure.
It upsets me. Like,
Yeah,
it
it's
really,
really
really,
upsetting.
really,
It's really
upsets me.
upsetting.
Wait, how do
Change or
you
die?
want to hear it said?
Symbiote.
It's the
This is not how
symbiote.
it's spelled.
Symbiote, yeah.
There's an O in there. Symbiote.
Symbiote.
Hey, I understand that, but I'm
There's
again,
a
it's what it's been.
symbiote.
It's been
Symbiote. Wait, I'm getting really confused now. Symbiote. It's symbiote. That's what it
No,
is.
symbiote.
Symbiote.
Now you're saying it
Symbiote.
the new way now.
No.
You're already
Yeah, you're
converted.
saying now.
No, symbiote is what they're saying.
Symbiote, yeah.
I'm really fucking thrown
Symbiote is
off
how
now.
you would say it.
Symbiote. Symbiote. Yeah,
It's
that's
just
what I would
potato
say.
Potato.
It's not though.
Potato.
Like this is not okay.
There's a potato. There's also a yam. Okay, and as Kanye said this morning,
Yammies. He's going to turn the Grammys into
Charles
Yammies.
Jacobson
There's
says
two official
Marvel has
ways.
two official ways of saying it, which are the two that I just said. The one in the trailer is not one of them. That's where I stand.
Symbiote.
Hermit
Symbiote.
Homeboy says
Symbiote.
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 It's like Spanish.
Yeah, it's Spanish for
Symbiote.
parasite.
Symbiote.
LOL, it's Spanish, says Mike. This is a good pre-show. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I still
wanna get
do want to
into
get
the
into
show?
why Paula's mom has goats, but
I mean, there's not.
Dude,
that's not that.
There's no real reason.
I've asked
She just
twice,
thought-
and
she
I've
just-
gotten like the flattest
Now-
answer. Like it's
She
a
just
matter of
thought
fact.
goats would be a great pet, and guess what? Guess what? Just from experience,
They're
they
terrible.
fucking suck.
now
Yeah, goats
let
are
me tell you this.
Kevin.
Kev.
I
Sorry.
hate
Here's
these
the
goddamn
thing.
goats.
Goats are dick.
One of my life goals is to be able to have enough land where I can actually have animals around me because I
Turns
I
out
like
if you
animals.
don't have enough land, you can just extend your backyard into the
And put a
national
goat.
park and
fine with
put
it.
some goats.
You guys eat goat?
Goat's good.
I would.
I've eaten goat.
I'll
I've
eat
eaten
anything,
lots
I
of
like
goat.
goat's ass.
I'll eat anything.
Jesus,
You've
Greg,
been with me. We've had
why?
dinner together. If it's a protein,
Yeah.
I'll eat it. Alligator, goat.
Like Anglo
Horse.
white people don't really eat goat.
Yeah,
It's
I'm not a
like
goat
thing.
person.
I love. You've eaten goat, Tim.
I'll eat whatever.
But I'm
Yeah?
not, I don't
Yeah,
like
let's do it.
I'm not.
too.
There are very
No, I
few
don't.
things that I would not consider eating.
What about this?
I would eat
Horse-
human.
A goat.
Horse flesh sushi.
The long
Take it.
pig.
You
I
do
don't
it?
eat no
Sashimi?
flesh
Horse?
sushi.
Well, there's no. What's the difference between eating a horse or eating a cow?
There's
Yeah,
no
no
if you think about it.
One's a big animal.
One's
One's a
weird.
big animal.
just the Bible.
Why is one weird? Why
Just
is
the
one
Bible.
not?
Just the
Because
Bible.
Exactly.
society has told me that. That's
Exactly.
why.
We should eat humans. That's all I'm saying.
It
There's
makes
bums
sense.
downtown right now that can make good food for each
I like
other.
how you jump. Take it to animals.
I'm just trying to solve the whole situation here. It's gotten really bad. It's fucking terrible. I'm just saying.
Eat
like
them.
Jonathan Swift.
Let them
shit.
eat each other. They're already halfway to Zombieland anyway.
Now going back to the goats.
Oh, trust me, some
Kevin
people are
once
eating each other,
hired
man.
goats.
Oh yeah.
Vor.
He hired goats.
He hired goats. This
To
is a
do
true
what?
story.
A friend of mine had a problem. They had too much
You
yard waste.
clear stuff.
Yeah. So we.
So
looked
Kevin
on Craigslist.
fucking hired goats to come
Goats are useful.
solve his problem.
So you,
One of them
you
one
went
of
to a
them
lead
died.
goat?
One goat died on the job.
But it wasn't like a house we were visiting.
It died in the line of fire.
So the people that were like that rented us the goats were like, yeah, we'll just come back in a week and a half, and we're like, okay, we don't live here, so we're not gonna be here. And then one day we got there and all the goats were gone. So I called them and they're like, hey, all your goats are gone. And they're like, that's weird. So they called the city, found out that like one of the goats died like 4 days in. And then the neighbors freaked out because they had a bunch of kids.
They killed the rest of the
that
goats.
saw a
buried them.
goat. So they called like the city. The city came, picked up the goats. And like, this shit just happens. That goat was sick. And it was like, man,
Goats
all
get
right,
sick, man.
cool. The job got done. They cleaned that shit up.
Well, then was there just goose or goat poop everywhere?
No. Well, I mean, like, you just mix that shit into the dirt. What do you think's dirt made of?
Yeah, it's good nitrates.
Good nitrates.
Some good nitrates.
Goats are
Good
useful.
nitrates.
They're just dickheads.
They
Mr.
smell
Yasmin
bad,
300
like
in the
Kevin's
chat
new
says
car.
They eat everything.
doesn't
They're
smell
dumb
bad.
as
It
That's
rocks.
smells
bullshit.
horrible in
They're
that car.
great. They're great.
I hate you so much.
When I went to
Horrible.
Morocco, one of the places I stayed at had animals. They had farm animals. Like, you go just hang out with them. And they had 2 camels named Pickles and Pumpkin, and I love them. And they also had a goat. And when I asked the guys what the goat's name was, he told me, I can't remember, so I just call him Goat. And he was dope. Because they just hang out.
Goats don't have names. Like they don't deserve
They don't
names.
have a fucking name.
No.
Now,
Yeah.
2
How long
giant
they live?
animals are beautiful.
They're not.
Long ass time.
50
Yeah,
years.
then you gotta name them. You gotta name them.
Well, here's the thing. They
How many
are.
They
goats
won't
you get?
respond to the
Yeah,
name.
they are.
I don't care, but
they
it's
are-
identifying.
They are
You're
as
like, oh, that's
intelligent
Jimmy.
as
What
dogs,
if you got-
but
what
they
if you got-
refuse to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing. They know things. They're
Yeah.
smart, but they just don't
They
listen.
headbutt a
and they
lot
don't
too,
care.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
They don't
thrown a goat
obey-
or two
obey
And they
They
do
don't
that
have a
the thing where they
That's
like
out there called one
get
Phyllis,
hard.
the other Diller.
Get hard.
You know what I'm
Going on
talking
the
about?
roof?
They like do the fucking goat and then they fall over.
Oh yeah, the
Well,
screaming,
no, those are
fainting
the
goats.
fainting goats. Those are very specific type of
The
goats.
ones that the mountain goats, the ones that can like fucking climb the side of a wall, are dope.
Go over the Taylor Swift goats.
I like this, like Ignacio Rojas. You don't hire a goat, you rent it. I don't know, man. Goats' rights.
Yeah, dude.
They
Don't
have
fucking
agency.
fuck with
There's an
that.
equality level. here
Goats
that
have
we're not
agency.
addressing.
Trevor Jones says I have a hamster named Goat.
That's
Fucking
weird, Trevor.
dumb. Trevor.
But like he also spelled hamster without the P. When do you use the P and when do you not use the P with
I don't
hamster?
think you ever say hamster.
There is never. You never put
Never
a
a
P in
P.
hamster.
Hamster.
Google
Ever.
it. Google
I'm
it.
on it.
I don't
This
think
is.
I think you confuse.
Is that wrong?
You put Napster and hamster together.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
I don't think. I mean, I'm the worst speller here aside from Kevin, so I don't know.
Oh, it's
This is like-
hamster dance. Incorrect for your pronunciation.
Oh,
Of hamster. Yeah, you're
interesting.
totally wrong, dude.
Well, I was just going off Hampton the hamster from.
Wait,
the
click
hamster
on
dance.
that. Wiktionary.
Do you remember that?
Alternate form. It's allowed.
Similar. This is a very similar to one a friend in college wanted to put an N in helmet.
No.
You guys left the N out, and we were like, "What?
Where does it go?
Where would you
go?
put the N right here?"
Wait, helmet doesn't have an
Do
N.
you guys ever watch
N.
Yeah.
Hate you.
Do we ever watch what now? Big League?
Hamtaro? Remember that
I
shit?
never did. I remember that was
It was
around.
on like
around the
Tsunami.
hamster dance time, yeah.
Yeah.
Hamsters were
Hamsters
fucking
were
in,
in.
I
dude.
feel like Lou's mic is too high. And
It was
it's giving
compelling.
me anxiety. Do you
No,
want to drop it a
it's
little bit?
perfect.
Is that too
No,
good?
no,
for
no,
you?
No, does it sound good though?
Yeah, it sounds
All
great.
right, then
No,
I
we'll
just
talk.
feel like it's forcing you to be like.
well, that's
Nick
good.
just has like inferiority things.
Yeah.
No, I just don't, I want to make sure everyone's comfortable.
If Nick's
so the
gonna be like this, I'm
conversation
gonna get a
flows.
beer.
Lou,
Oh, you're-
fun
we're already
fact: every
drinking?
time we get
Don't
in
hurt
here,
me. Don't beat me.
Yeah.
I bring
get brutal when you get
Nick's
mad.
mic all the way up and
You
his
just-
chair all the way
you
up.
just bring
so
him
he
out.
gets in there and he can't really
Grant
touch the
says it's
floor.
like-
If there's
I'm
IPA,
down.
can you
Yeah.
get me one? If
It's
not,
pretty
fuck
funny.
it. Sure. Thank you.
Kevin the Killer says, "Is this still pre-show?" It is.
Yeah.
And we've been going longer on the pre-shows, and I got to be honest with you, I'm not mad at it.
I ain't mad at it at all.
We have a good conversation going into it. We ramp up. It's like getting a running start to the race.
want to be worth your money.
This is not
What's that?
this is not the general man's content here.
No, this is just for the
It's
select
that
few who really
exclusive
want to know how
shit.
you spell hamster.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
talk about Hamtaro. And
I would have
fucking
sworn there
goats.
was a P in it.
If you ask my mom, she would swear that it's there's a N and a G in sandwich, because she says sandwich all the time.
Whatever, dude. Some people say it that way.
Kevin does that too, and it fucking drives me crazy.
I also
gotta
say
get a
pizza
sandwich.
and McDonald's funny.
Yeah, it sounds like he says pizza with a T in there somewhere.
Pizza.
Pizza. That's how it's.
Pizza.
That's how it's
oh, yeah, we
pronounced.
do.
though.
You know
That's
why?
a Spanish thing.
Ninja Turtles.
Pizza.
No, but
yeah.
ZZ in Italian it has a T sound. Pizza.
Pizza.
That's how it's supposed to be.
But he somehow makes the T sound like a CK.
What do you
No,
mean?
I say pizza.
Oh, pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is from the Ninja Turtles. When they were little
Pizza.
turtles, they would be like,
Pizza.
pizza, pizza. Also,
McDonald's.
McDonald's is from, what's that?
Coming to America.
Coming to America.
Mr. Yasman 300 brings up a very good point. Says, Nick, did you hear Allison Mack tried to recruit Emma Watson for the sex cult?
Brings up a good point.
Let me just think about
How
that for a
have we
second.
not
heard about
brought
all
that
this?
up in the story?
No,
Do you remember the girl from Smallville, the blonde?
I didn't watch Smallville.
Chloe, I think
But
was her
the
name.
main,
her
the,
character's
the,
name.
one of the main characters.
No,
Chloe.
if you didn't watch it,
She's
you
like the
wouldn't
No,
reporter
no.
girl, right?
Yeah. Like his
Was
friend
she a
that worked
reporter?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
worked for like
She worked at the school
school
news.
paper.
Yeah.
School-
Yeah.
I don't remember like maybe
She,
the
like,
beginning a little
Cute,
bit.
best friendy.
Uh-huh.
She eventually got out of Smallville, started a sex cult, and everything's just coming to.
So what had happened was she apparently was a part of a self-help group that was kind of like a pyramid scheme that ended up being like, in some weird roundabout way, a recruitment center for like the guy that was the head of its like sexual weird desires, and they would like blackmail women into staying into there, and he would like fetishize them. It was very weird.
West
But
Wild.
he got arrested for it in Mexico, and I think she just got indicted for it as well. And now
She was
everyone's
organizing it.
She
She
was-
was like,
She was second in command.
kind of second in command, but they're wondering if she was
Damn.
like kind of. I think it'll come out that she was
Stockholm
probably
syndrome
yeah,
kinda thing,
kind
yeah.
of probably something like that, where the guy like fucked
No,
her up,
severe.
and she just felt that that's
You
what she needed to
fucking
do.
ever do this again?
tragic.
It's very tragic.
Try to be too good at your
That
job.
reminds me, like when I first moved to LA. This is before I was working at Maker. I was just kind of working on some scripts and writing in coffee shops, that kind of thing, because I just moved out. I hadn't gotten a job yet. And you guys met
Thank you.
Dar, right? You know Dar?
Yeah.
So Dar would go to work and be like, drop me off at this coffee shop, because I just saw it on Google Maps or whatever.
yeah.
I went there. The first time I went there, it was normal, good latte. Like the scene was like quiet. It was the middle of the day, but there's a table next to me talking about like ancient civilizations
Yes.
and like humans and how they used to be, and like there's this whole conversation going on that I'm like, it's a little interesting.
Sure.
It's a little like new agey.
Yeah.
But I didn't think anything of it, so I left. I'm like, I'm gonna go back like a week or two later. This time I'm standing there getting an order, and someone walks up out of a room that I didn't realize was there. It was like a door that just appeared out of nowhere, holding a clipboard and a binder full of just materials. And so I'm like, oh, there's something else going on here. There's like another
Like a
part of this
recruitment
space that's
center or
not just this
something? Yeah.
cafe is like attached to some other bigger building. And then starts to talk about the program and this other stuff and all these things going on. I'm just
Talking
like,
to you about it, or just talking
just in general to
Okay.
someone else. So talking about there's two people talking with clipboards and binders about
Sure,
the
that's
program.
serious shit.
So I'm
Yeah,
like,
you
and it sounded like the people from before. So I'm like, okay, there's something going on here. They're using
Sure.
this coffee shop as like a meeting ground, or maybe it's attached to this other building that is like a cult, basically. I come back a third time, and I'm
ISIS,
like,
full-blown
can't be
ISIS.
too.
Jesus
I come back a
Christ.
third time, and the barista asks someone who comes out of the weird secret door about how they're doing in the program, and I'm like, this whole place is a setup. This entire coffee shop.
That's some crazy Scientology shit
I was,
right
but
there.
it was like a slow boil, like a frog in a pot kind of thing, where I just slowly, but surely, I knew.
So,
the next
anyways, you've been in the cult for 6 years.
time, the lattes were too good.
You'll put up with some of it. All right, Kev, you ready?
Whatever.
Pre-show people, thank you for watching. We'll get back to you with the post-show pretty dang soon. Tim, you ready?
Yes.
Nick, I know it's not even worth asking. You were born well.
Oh, God.
Can I have Mjolnir, please? Could you please put Mew Mew in my hand?
There you go.
No, I'm ready.
Mew Mew is
Okay.
the best thing to come from Dark World.
Correct. Correct.
The only good thing.
Because of what the person that says it.
Yeah.
Kat Denning.
I'm a fan.
She's special.
Yeah. Special.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Game Over Greggy Show. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
If I had to hit one part of your body with Mew Mew, which one would it be?
Fucking right in the head. I
Right
don't
in the
want to
fucking
just
head?
fucking take
And
me
I-
out.
I choose
And
nipple.
I choose
You really got it,
nipple.
too. You really
I
got
know
it,
where they are,
too.
brother. We've been friends
Well,
for
I
a while.
didn't think you didn't know where my nips were. I don't,
But it's sensitive.
Feel
Pick
how-
up the shield.
Look how
Pick
hard
up the
it is,
shield.
though. Look how hard it is.
Yeah, you did.
No.
I know you
This
got.
one's
you're
not
a
hard
little
at all.
hard.
This
You're
one
a
is very
little,
much.
like-
This spidey sense is tingling on this nip.
You're a little pain and pleasure.
Look
guy.
at it.
No,
Look at
put it
that.
back
That's
down.
hard. That's a fucking nail.
Put it back down.
Sorry, Kevin.
wrong with you?
Sorry, Kevin. Over there at Tim Gettys,
Let him host.
joining us for the first time ever on the Game Over Greggy show for real. Funky cool Medina himself, Louis Medina.
Take off your shirt.
I feel like we must
Show
have
us
called
your
you.
nips, yeah.
We must have called you at some point on this show.
Yeah, I think so.
That's why I drifted in with
you're-
the first time because I'm sure it's some
Yeah,
sort of Let's
physically.
Play one. We've done something where we've yelled at you off camera or something. I don't know.
There've been a couple where I've been like back there.
No, don't be afraid of the microphone. Get up
I'll
on
get
it.
up.
But I
get
feel
up
like
in
I
it.
gotta lower it a little bit. I'm gonna lower it a little bit.
How are you gonna lower it?
I'm good. I'm good.
No, let him do his
good.
job. Let him do his job.
right.
But it's not his job. This is good.
Let him do his job.
It's my job, Nick. You're doing my job.
It's all my job.
Oh my God, great! That made a huge difference.
You're right.
Are we good here?
Feel better.
So now he needs to awkwardly go down, though.
Yeah, look,
No,
he's
it's fine.
leaning forward.
I'm just
Now we
gonna
see
rely
his
on
beautiful
Kevin.
face.
Kevin has the
You sound
monitor.
great. You sound
He's
great.
got the headphones.
Kevin, when he was hired,
I just
admitted
don't
he
like when the
couldn't hear
mic's
well.
up like this when the person and you can't.
That's
see
not
their
where it
face.
was. That's not where
It's
it
like
was.
this.
Someone
It's like
please.
this.
I'm gonna
Hello, my name is
stay. I'm gonna
Mike
stay
Nose.
close. I'm just
My
gonna.
name is Mike
I'm gonna burn the
Nose.
lens.
I'm Mike Nose.
This
Keep
is
it
when
locked
it
in.
goes. Mike knows. The mics knew my nose.
I didn't get
what
it.
can I say?
didn't get it. I didn't
Mike
get it
knows.
at first. Now I get it. If you love this
Fuck
brand
you,
of
podcast
comedy,
listeners.
if
You can't see this gag.
if you like this brand of comedy, go see prop comic Nick Scarpino at a San Francisco open mic
Gallagher
near you.
had it.
The next coming.
Gallagher
The
had it
next
right.
coming of Gallagher.
Carrot Top returns.
Did you know there was a Gallagher too? Did you guys ever hear that
His
story?
brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He like licensed Gallagher out to his brother, and then people got pissed because he was like, they were like, "You're not fucking."
like Tony
you're not
Clifton.
Gallagher.
Yeah, yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Weird shit.
But Gallagher, is he still active? Are there we still
I think he
getting
came back
Gallagher?
actually. I
Yeah.
think he's going back to it because he was like, "You can't steal my fucking thunder." I'm.
Give me a
Gallagher."
search on if Gallagher went crazy, Kevin.
I don't think
so
Gallagher
you're
was
a
ever
youngin'.
sane.
Do you know who
I have
Gallagher
no idea
is?
who Gallagher is, but
Do
there's
you
a
want to
rapper.
know?
Interesting.
Do you want to know? I don't give a shit about
The
your
rapper
rap.
named
I
MF
don't give a
Doom
fuck
that
off with
wears
this
a
story.
mask. And at one point, for a whole tour in the summer, it was just some other dude in the mask.
Yeah.
And then he got caught and got in a lot of trouble.
So this is Gallagher here. We've pulled it up here. Still alive, age 71.
We've brought him up recently.
Right, but
Oh, with Josh McCouga.
Gallagher's whole bit was just smashing watermelons.
Yeah.
You'd go to his comedy and he would smash a watermelon. And if you came and you sat front row,
It was a different time.
it was a different time. You could say whatever you wanted at the
Yeah.
Laugh Factory and smash a watermelon. Now,
There was a splash zone.
yeah.
So if you sat in the first like 3 rows, you had to bring your own shit.
Mm.
You didn't just. You're doing
didn't
him a
just-
disservice.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It wasn't just watermelons. It was all cabbage. Remember, he would lettuce. Anything that could be
Yeah,
spattered
he would
with
smash,
a
but
big
it was the
mallet.
What would he
watermelons
smash
he
it
was
with?
famous for.
Big
He had a
head?
giant wooden mallet. He had made a giant wooden mallet.
Are you familiar with this bullshit?
Oh yeah.
He was the legend of comedy.
They would run like reruns on weird channels on TV. You know, where they would have like the greatest Gallagher moments.
The greatest hits.
Yeah, the greatest hits. But it was
His
just like
actual hits. There you
him
go.
smashing watermelons.
I cannot remember one single solitary Gallagher joke or line, and I don't know if he even said anything. But he would just come out
He's
and
like Carrot Top.
But yeah, he had comedy, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then he would just smash stuff, and everyone would like go. They would go fucking wild.
I'm familiar with Carrot Top.
Tarp.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like, the tarp. And everyone would be like,
When we were younger,
Yeah.
we watched some Carrot Top movies
Chairman of the
with
board.
Kevin, chairman of the board. Fucking classic. And there was a masturbation
Terrible.
joke
It's
in it. And now we were too young to understand what masturbation was because we were like,
Your
fucking.
peepees didn't work
We
that
were
way.
like 8. We had no idea.
Yeah.
And I remember Kevin's mom always used to tease us about us masturbating after we watched the movie, and it confused the fuck out of me because I'm
mom's
this
a
8-year-old
what,
fucking
what,
kid.
what would she say? Because then I want to try to do my impression.
I don't even remember, but she would make weird motions and stuff, and like Nick would like it. I don't know.
Who wouldn't like hanging out with Kevin's mom?
Well,
Okay, now real quick, before we go any further, I do want to read some gems that don't look at the board. Nobody look at the page. Don't look at the page.
Also, Greg, remember you have to do the Patreon name.
Yeah, I'll do the Patreon. I'm writing it
Kevin,
down.
we're just
Hold
having
on.
fun here.
Well, yeah, you know what? Right now, hey
Just
everybody,
like your mom has
here,
fun
look at these
sometimes.
Patreon names that are scrolling by. Hey everybody, guess what? Tom Bach's name's in there somewhere, and it's because Tom Bach does everything around here. I think he is the maid. I don't know. The maid's been coming in earlier and earlier. It might be Tom Bach, Patreon producer. Now, thank you. Here's some of the gems Kevin's been highlighting on the. Don't look at it. I see you looking at
You
it.
got to get to it. Because it's too much. I can't not see
It's
it.
pretty big.
Get to it.
So
I can't
there's
not
too
look
many
that
good
way.
parts. There's conflict. I'll ask you, Nick. Look
Yeah,
me in the eyes,
okay.
Daddy. Look me in the eyes, Daddy.
Daddy.
Do you want to hear about conflict with brother, legacy, or personal life?
Conflict with brother for 500.
In the early 90s, Gallagher's younger brother Ron asked him for permission to perform shows using Gallagher's trademark sledge-o-matic routine. Gallagher granted his permission on the condition that Ron, who shared a strong likeness to Leo, and his manager clarified in promotional materials that it was Ron Gallagher, not Leo Gallagher, who was performing. Ron typically performed in venues smaller than those of Leo Gallagher. After several years, Ron began promoting his act as Gallagher 2, or Gallagher 2, spelled in different ways. Gallagher initially responded by requesting only that his brother not use the sledge-o-matic routine. Ron nonetheless continued the tour as Gallagher 2 using the routine. In August 2000, Gallagher sued his brother for trademark violations
you
and false
can't do it.
advertising.
Can't do it.
I appreciate this one the most because we've been talking some shit on Gallagher here, right? Strap in for this roller coaster. Legacy. In 2004, Comedy Central rated Gallagher at the 100th best stand-up comedian of all time. And I'm like, wow, great job. That's a good nod. Gallagher was displeased with being ranked so low and told the Oregonian, quote, I looked at the other people and I was trying to find anyone I ever heard of. How could I be behind people I never heard of? I made 13 one-hour shows for Showtime, which are available on videotape. I invented the one-man show on cable. And then Kevin highlighted in personal life, Gallagher lost nearly all of his fortune in stock market speculation gone wrong.
So sad.
That is sad.
Gone wrong.
It was like the era where comedians had real trademark, like
You had to have a gimmick.
quote,
Yeah.
gimmick and shtick, right? Like you'd have the one line that everyone would repeat with you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's just very different.
Well, you
Like,
have
comedy's
no
super
respect.
different.
I
Ronnie
read
Dangerfield.
No respect, yeah.
Steve Martin's
Get her
biography,
done.
which is actually pretty fascinating because it mostly, I think he wrote a couple of them, but Born Standing Up was one I read, and it was really just about the stand-up portion of his career. And I totally forgot that he was basically a prop comic. Like he would have
Ukulele.
the moments where like he would build it up and like the guitar would come down, he'd strum one thing and then it would
banjo.
go back up. A banjo, yeah. It would go back up. He would do the arrow through the head thing. And that was
yeah.
what everyone. And so, but he played with that in a way that made it kind of meta back in the day. Like he would make really interesting, unique jokes about that. And so he wasn't traditionally prop comic. But yeah, it was just a different time back then, man. It's cool. He also quit. Cold turkey.
Top 100
Quick comedy
stand-up
culture?
comedians.
Yes,
Sure.
Sounds like a lot.
Just like I'm done.
It
I'm
is,
going to be
yeah.
honest.
I mean, I think I'll start rattling off some right now that you put on there, though. Because you're going to get up there really quick.
To 100?
Sure.
No, dude.
Gallagher, Paul Reiser, Rodney Dangerfield. Carrot Top's got to be on there. We got to put him on
Carrot
there.
Top's
You know
top.
what
That's
I mean?
that's my point. You can name every stand-up
Google
comedian
who's
you've
the top
ever
100?
heard of, and it probably wouldn't be 100.
No way. I think you underestimate how much stand-up I watched growing up on my
Yeah.
little TV
All
in
we
my,
watched
in
was
my
stand-up,
room.
man.
Yeah.
New too.
All we
That's
have
what- 'cause
is
it's
if
all-
it's old and new.
it's
like
all
Kevin
Comedy
Hart,
Central
Even then,
has
but at
one.
some
It's
point,
time.
you're just naming comedians.
Hank Azaria.
But the thing you have to realize like back in the 80s when comedy when clubs went from being like these niche thing in the 70s to actually there being like a ton of comedy clubs.
He has like 5 other voices in
Every
that show.
single person you've probably seen in a comedy in the 80s was a stand-up. Like that's an
Yeah, but okay.
exaggeration, but like
Here's
anyone that you look at, you're
rankers.
like, holy shit, that person did like legit stand-up.
Ranker's top 100 greatest stand-ups of all time. Number 3 is
Richard
Lenny
Pryor,
Bruce, who I don't
right?
even know. So right there.
Okay.
You know
but
Lenny
that's-
Bruce?
I don't know Lenny Bruce. Give me some Lenny
That's like
Bruce stuff.
classic stand.
If you watch Marvelous Miss Maisel,
Sure didn't.
Well, Lenny Bruce is one of the
should
first
watch
like.
it.
He's
I
one
know
of the first
of
like
Lenny
political
Bruce more than I
comics
know
who
Lenny
got
Bruce.
arrested a bunch of times for
Oh,
saying
okay.
crazy shit. He's
Kev, I'm
he
more
deserves to be
interested.
top 5.
Take me down to 100.
To further my point, though, a list of top 100 rappers, like there's 100 rappers for sure, but once you start getting low, it's like, oh, you're just a familiar name.
Yeah, okay, so we're at Jim Brewer. Okay, you're right. Like we're
I mean,
Sandra
the GOAT
Bernhardt.
guy.
Speaking of like,
Gallagher, number 99.
Wait a minute.
Wait,
George Wallace
Wallace.
come on.
is below Gallagher.
Now look at this shit.
on.
This is getting up-ranked go. And look at there. Louis C.K. now 97, number 7 on the original list.
It's because he was jerking off to,
Yeah,
to
yeah, that's true.
people.
That's
Drop
why,
the
yeah.
bar.
If the controversy hadn't been there, he'd be probably, below. Dice 94? This is bullshit. Dice, at one point,
I think that was your reaction. I did that for like.
what the fuck? Well, at one point, like you say what you will about Andrew Dice Clay, but at one point, he was the first comic to ever sell out fucking Madison Square
He
Garden.
was like Eddie Murphy
huge.
in his era, right?
He was, yeah, he was like and honestly,
He had a couple
spiritual
years where he
successor,
was
but
like-
he was that, yeah. Man,
If you didn't know, this is the Game Over Greggy show each and every week. 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table, each bringing a random topic discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can get each and every episode early. How early, Nick Scarpino?
watching right now.
That's right. You can be watching live right now for just $1 as we record it, so we can't edit out anything Nick says. However, If you also want it early and you want it as a video, maybe you want it as an MP3, maybe you want the pre and post show you get live or as that video, you can catch it then Friday. And then if you don't want to give us any money, I understand, youtube.com/kindafunny and podcast services around the globe the following Friday. 1 week later, it's up for everybody. Oh, is Mike Nose back to the show?
Mike Nose is back to say hello to everyone.
Wow. Hey, Mike, how are you?
He's well.
I'm
Why are
always
you talking
well.
in third person?
It's part of the character.
Gentlemen,
Yes.
as we record this, we are a day removed.
Infinity War Eve.
Correct.
You think they'll play some Led Zeppelin in Infinity War?
I think there's a 0% chance. And that's a sad thing.
It's not a
They
Russo
say that the
brothers
budget
thing.
of this movie could be as high as $400 million. I'm not lying. We read that this morning on the
Yeah,
morning show.
I buy
Is that
it.
including
So-
marketing?
Probably.
But the other big problem with that is a lot of it includes they shot Avengers 4 back-to-back with
Fair.
this.
But here's what I'm saying. How carve off 50 mil, the whole soundtrack's Led Zeppelin.
I don't want the whole that wouldn't be
whole
good.
They
soundtrack.
did get James Gunn to direct sections.
Really?
They brought him in
That's awesome.
to do like second director stuff.
I heard they had brought in the directors whose movies are still coming to make sure it matched tonally or something
Yeah,
like that.
I thought like I'm pretty sure he
Actually,
was on
cool.
set. Maybe he didn't direct, but
Okay.
he was on set for the Guardians
That's
Thor
awesome.
material.
They're
That's
working
so
real well.
rad. I mean, think about what they're doing there. Like, they're shooting so many movies back to back that you have to have that camaraderie and that relationship between all the
Right.
directors and the producers and the writers, or else you're just like,
Just have the respect too, right?
yeah, it's fucking cool. And you saw that a little bit with Star Wars as well, where like Ryan Johnson and J.J. Abrams would be like Ryan Johnson famously was like, yo, could you change a couple things in this and yada yada, and they're both kind of going back and forth just to make sure everything congeals, which is nice. It's nice to see that, you know.
Yeah, they knocked it out of the park with those
They
two.
just crushed it. Perfect comparison. The Marvel movies to the last couple Star Wars movies.
So as we prepare for Avengers Infinity War, hype levels off the chart. Lewis can barely keep his shirt on. He's so excited about it. You're a big fan? Big Marvel fan?
I was a DC kid,
That's my man.
but I became a Marvel adult.
Yeah, these movies, right? All that
Even
stuff.
before the movies, like I think I went indie comics for a little bit
Sure.
in college.
Savage Dragon, of course. Yeah.
Savage Dragon, that hardcore image. I was all Rob Liefeld all the
you
time,
were
pouches and
sad to
everything.
do it. Yeah.
That was like I was into like Hellboy, that kind of
Yeah, of
stuff.
course,
And
yeah.
then I kind of came back around to Marvel right after college.
Okay. Here's what we're going to do today. We're going to save the MCU on Netflix. Now, what
Save it.
Yeah. Have you been enjoying it recently?
No, but
Has
I mean,
it been as successful as it was when it originally debuted?
That's fair.
Thank you.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love a lot of it, not
okay.
all of it.
That's the
have
problem.
you seen all of it?
I've seen everything but the last 2 episodes of Iron Fist.
Just couldn't do it?
Couldn't do
The
it.
whiny little bitch.
That's just too much.
Dude, I
exactly.
didn't
It's
even
not
get.
as bad
I
as
didn't get to Iron Fist. I think I've watched everything now at this point except for Iron Fist. I
Yeah.
watched all the Defenders, and if Iron Fist is like any of the parts where Iron Fist is in the Defenders, I will
Yeah.
never watch that standalone show.
I shouldn't watch Iron Fist and believe 100% that I could kick his ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
And there's just no way he beat me in a fight.
We
that guy
have
out.
not seen Infinity War. Maybe things will be out of date by this comes up and all this different
But it
stuff.
will be.
But you know what I mean, though, to an extent. Thank you very much, Mjolnir, for coming back to me.
You have Mjolnir.
And if you have the Mjolnir, you can talk.
get to talk.
It's the spirit stick. But you're
You also
talking
can talk
without
if you have Spider-Man or if you can touch the shield.
Okay. All right, great. Anyways, if you can touch, you don't have to touch it. As long as it's within
If it's within arm's reach.
We've talked about Infinity War. There's been all this stuff. Is Daredevil or the Defenders, is anybody be there just for a shot?
No.
And Marvel's
No.
like, no, we're not doing that. Kevin's like, nah, not our Kevin, but Marvel's Kevin. It's like, no, that's not what it's about. They have their own thing. I personally feel the shows are too bloated. There's too many episodes. I feel like it's not necessarily consequential enough. I think they go on too long. They burn through characters too much.
Does
we all
anyone
agree.
disagree with that?
I
I know the
don't.
rest of the table don't, but like, is there anyone out there that's like, you know what, front to back, love the season of this show?
I cannot, like, every time I start talking shit about any of them on the morning show, there's never anyone who's like, no, they're the perfect length. Usually everyone will agree that there's at least 2 episodes. If not, I'll go as far as say 4 episodes that could be carved out of any of those shows without missing a beat.
you can make a really tight 6-episode arc. 8's okay.
8 would be fine.
In the way
but
that they're
8, we
written
still
right
have
now,
to
you could
figure out
pull
what
2.
Foggy's having for lunch, and it's too much for me. Like, I just finished watching Jessica Jones, and I had to force myself to watch the last 2 episodes. And I got to the point where I was like, I was like, this is not as good as the first season, but you know what? This is more of a noir detective story. I'm just going to settle into it. It's slower paced. It's more. It's not about
There's
the
nice
villain.
character moments.
Some nice character moments. Cool reveals that I won't spoil for people who haven't watched them. And I get to maybe episode 4, and I'm like, I'm kind of back into this. I wonder how many more of these there are. And you always have that moment where you pop back out and go, 6, 7,
Fuck
8,
my
9, 10.
life.
What the fuck are they going to do with this story for 6 more hours? Like, what? And then, of course, you always have the side character who you care about up until a certain point. In Jessica Jones, it was the Trish character or the Patsy character.
Yeah.
And you're just like, this is thin. This is thin to begin with. It's like a piece of paper you're pouring water onto. Eventually, you're just going to fall right through. You're like, we don't need this shit anymore.
Do you watch the non-Netflix ones? So there was Agents of
I
S.H.I.E.L.D.
watched-
Carter.
The 24 episode
I
long
watched
ones?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. up until basically I'm a season behind.
Okay.
Season and a
Why?
half. It got a lot better. So there was 2 kind of phases in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where it became interesting to me. The beginning was a little weak and kind of just like didn't know what it wanted to do. But the first turn when they attach it to Winter Soldier was super nice. Like it was a really great reveal. It paid off well. And it kind of gave you like the false sense of hope that like the movies
they're
and
really
the
tying
shows
this shit together.
is going to
Yeah,
all
yeah.
work together. It's all going to be interesting. And it ran with that for a while, and that was good. And then they flipped it again where they started to do these half-season arcs. This kind of goes back to what you're saying about like make it shorter. In this case, it was like, well, 24 episodes is a lot because it's a network show, right? Let's do 2 different seasons that have their own standalone arc, and that made the show really compelling. So like Ghost Rider was that. Now it's just like it's just a lot of episodes. I just can't keep up with it.
Oh no, there's too much. There's too much other things to do. Video games, life, people you want to talk to, dinners you want to have.
Well, it's similar to like the CW shows, right? Like I'm still watching Flash, still enjoying Flash, but I have
Yeah.
no idea where we're at in Flash. I
Yeah.
have no idea what episode I'm on. I have no idea how much longer the season is. I don't know how much longer they're going to fight the dude in the chair or what's going on with that. I just pop in and go, that's cool. But that to me is not what they could do with Netflix.
Exactly.
And the big problem is that I think that the people who are making these shows still view these as
Traditional
seasonal
program.
content, right? Programming as far as the TV shows, but that's not how people are consuming them.
100%.
You're consuming them as a 10-hour long
Right.
story, and so out of that, it's like
Should be 6 hours.
yeah, it should be 6
BBC
hours.
me, man. Even
It's
that
like Sherlock. Whenever Sherlock, like I love Sherlock. They're like 2-hour long episodes or 3-hour long episodes, and they're done. They're split into 3 parts or whatever. You're good. Great. Thanks for that story. It's cool.
So here's how we're gonna save it and how we're gonna put it back on the map and make it a bigger deal. I also want to bring to your attention, of course, what you constantly hear. Chris Evans or Chris Hemsworth or the other Chris's, they don't want to stay in shape, right? They don't want to play these characters forever, blah, blah, blah.
hard.
They enjoy doing it, but it's so much a commitment for year over year and stuff.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is we're walking into Marvel right now. We're going to sit down with all these people. And what we're saying is we're putting a hard stop.
My first question is going to be,
Sure.
how do you pronounce Kevin's last name?
We'll
Feige.
ask them right there and they'll tell us.
What did you say?
Feige.
Feige?
Feige, yeah.
And the reason I know that is because I listen to the Business, which is Kim Masters. She writes for the Hollywood Reporter and interviews them all the time, and that's how she pronounces it.
Feige, okay.
So that's
So
what I
that's
said.
we know we
Because Feige has been said a lot recently.
Oh, like kind
by
of like
some
a
people. I'm not going to say
weird
names.
hard
G,
G in
like
it.
a
There's a
HE.
hard G.
Yeah.
Feige.
Not to be
I've written it
Jeff
down.
Fahey.
We'll make
I'm gonna
sure
run-
when we walk
okay.
in there, we'll make sure we pronounce it
Our
correctly.
new canon, kind of funny canon, it's Feige.
Feige.
I'm rolling with it. Let's go.
Feige.
That's what I've heard.
We're gonna walk in there and say, here's what we're doing. We're gonna ask you to put a hard stop on all of your shows for the moment. You can come back to them later. You can do whatever you want. We're not here to change the world, even though we're about to. Kevin Feige. We're not here to change the world forever. But what we're gonna do right now is put you guys on a map and re-energize this fan base, the likes of which you've never seen before. And at this point, Kevin, what's he gonna say? You be Kevin. I said all that stuff. What is he gonna say?
You're out of your mind, Greg. You're out of your mind.
And I might be, but watch this. And then we start our presentation.
Man.
And what our
do
presentation
you,
is,
do you slap him in the face as hard as you
I do.
just me?
I do. I don't slap him. in
It
the
was
face.
good. It
I
woke me
tap
up
him in the
because to be
face.
honest with you, I had no idea. I kind of zoned out for a second there,
Sure.
but I'm back.
You
in
know,
it.
I like to take a walk. I like to paint the picture.
I like to take a walk with you sometimes.
Thank
but
you.
sometimes
Not-
I fall
not
behind.
this time. Not
Sometimes
this
I fall behind.
we
I get
start the
distracted.
presentation, and what we do is we fade from black in on the scenes from Guardians Volume 2 of Stan Lee on the rock talking to the Watchers. Then we fade out of that after he finishes this thing and they walk away. We put the two scenes together. They walk away. And we fade back into Marvel's What If. And what we pitch here, ladies and gentlemen, is Black Mirror, Twilight Zone, Marvel.
Anthology.
We are going to do, and we'll figure this out right now.
MCU story.
We're going to do 6 episodes. We're going to do 12 episodes. We're going to do whatever. Standalone what if issues. We're going to pull from what works so well in the comics of, guess what? Kev,
Yes.
you've made a great universe here. 10 years
Thanks,
of stories,
man.
all the
Hey,
stuff.
man,
No
I'm balling
problem.
out too.
No problem. 10 years of amazing things and content and storylines. We don't
Like
have to
Megan.
make it up. We can pull from that now and give you 6 to 12 episodes of amazing stories that people don't need, that we just can jump right into. So we have to pick here what if stories we'd want to see. Now, what gets interesting, of course, is I feel like with the halt on production on the Netflix shows, with the success that we've already seen with the MCU in general in theaters, and the money Disney has, we can get Chris Evans for an episode. I might be, and I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think he'd be energized about this project, right? Let's say tomorrow in Infinity War he dies. Let's say RDJ dies. Whatever happens. Understandable, that was your fun sign off, but we're bringing you back for this one episode we want to do, changing canon this way. Are you in? And I think Chris Evans would look at us. He'd have the gut at this point. He'd be like, you know what, I am. And that would be the other thing, too. Of like,
But he keeps the gut. He
guess
just
what?
straps
Exactly.
them in with like
We're just going to put you in
girdle and
Spanx.
waist trainers.
Nobody cares. And if we can't get
Throw a wig on him, call it a day.
if we can't get certain people, I think we can recast for this. It's a what if.
Yeah.
You understand
Yeah.
where we're at.
It's an alternate
It
universe.
always
I'm
opens.
interested in the recast.
This is Earth
I think that's cool.
21994.
Oh, do you want to
I
always
think
do that?
recasting is important.
Yeah, I don't
because I think it's you want
It
this to be
differentiates
it's
it.
different.
Yeah.
This is not the
I
same
don't think
thing.
you want Chris Evans. And the other thing is too, I think there's still.
But why not? Why wouldn't we?
unless it's in universe.
Because in the movies, so let's say Cap dies, I don't want him recast right away. Like I want us to come back to that and earn that later with the movies.
Do you see that? Do you think they? We're getting off track here, but do you think they recast him, or do you think there's just a new Captain America? Like, do you? You know what I mean? Do
I think it really-
Do we think we ever have
Falcon,
Steve
it'd be
Rogers
Bucky.
again? Do you know
I
what mean?
hope so.
Do we?
Yeah.
I hope they go there for the next at least couple years before they try to.
But they
reboot.
don't. But you don't see them ever like rebooting it and being like, "We're gonna have another Captain America. It's gonna be Steve Rogers. We're just gonna give."
I think that the only
will
option
eventually.
for that would be like some type of eventually, and this could be Phase 4. As soon as Phase 4, the Ultimate Universe starts.
Yeah.
and it is Steve Rogers, but it's a totally different Steve Rogers.
Yeah, I like that idea.
And then you,
I mean, I still think they could do that even based on what's happening with Infinity War and Avengers 4, right? With you have the Time Stone, you have Thanos recreating reality. I think you could kind of fuck around with it.
If I was a betting man,
Sure,
I
yeah,
would
I mean-
say that Avengers 4 is going to really just be the end of everything we've seen.
Okay.
And it could kind of like put out the little branches to go to these crazy places in the next phase.
Yeah.
But it's like, I feel like I hope Avengers 4 doesn't get too crazy with introducing like fucking other Steve Rogers and shit.
no, I think it's going to be less ambitious than that. I think, like you say, it's going to be going forward and saying, okay, we're no longer on one track. We're going to go off in different tracks. So like cosmic stuff, because they're talking about the Eternals movie, right? You saw like some of the conversation there. That brings in the Celestials. That brings in a whole bunch of other villains. Guardians can go there. Nova Corps can go there. Like, you can do a bunch
Thor
of stuff
stuff.
there.
Do they
Thor
get,
stuff.
do they get
you
Silver
know.
Surfer if they get all the Fox properties?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be
There
good.
you
you
go.
can do Galactus
They're
in
already
there.
talking about, what's his name? Adam
They
Warlock.
made Ego a Celestial, so they could easily make Galactus a Celestial. Right.
That makes sense.
He is a celestial.
It's easy.
So you propose the idea of recast. What ifs don't you? We're still using the MCU storylines?
Here's my thing. I think that the what if idea could be in the MCU. So, and I think that if it is part of the MCU, you can use the characters as the same
I
actors.
see what-
Because
I
an
see-
example I
I
have
see.
would be our dude from fucking Ant-Man. Forget his name. Is it
Michael
Lewis?
Lewis?
Yeah, Lewis. I would want an episode of him talking about
Sure.
his version of the entire MCU, and I'd want that to be canon in the MCU.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
see,
So
I
that's
see-
not what if then, right?
But it's like his imagination.
think it is.
Do you still recast it because it's his imagination going through it?
Recast
Like
the other
almost
characters.
Honestly-
I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Number one, I can't believe that they whiffed so hard on not doing that for Infinity War. Like that hook had been around forever of people saying we want to see Lewis recap everything up, and I was like, yeah, I do too. And I thought it was such a
Oh,
no-brainer.
it's like a one shot.
Just as a video they put out,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Of him
yeah.
telling.
A
And I was
fun
like,
promo thing.
I was like, oh man, yeah, they should have done that. And it wasn't until I think early this week somebody tweeted me about it, and I was like, oh yeah, and I was like, fuck, if I hadn't, I mean, it wouldn't have worked, but if I hadn't known, I would have reached out and been like, hey, like, if we wrote a script, would you read it? And just read it. We wanted,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
we enact with action figures. I don't
Yeah.
know. It wouldn't be as good as it was,
could cut
obviously, in
clips.
Ant-Man.
You can cut clips out of it.
Yeah. But that would have been fucking rad and so amazing, but they didn't do it. I don't know if that fits as a what if though. Because like the what if I want, right, is one of the episodes being Winter Soldier, right? and we're at the climactic battle or whatever, when he's talking to Falcon, or even when he's when Chris Evans or Captain America, we'll say, because we're not confirmed if we're keeping the same people, right? And Zoloft is talking to him through the fucking computer or whatever. It's high tech, whatever. He's talking to him through the machine, right?
Fucking consonants together to make.
And he's just like, everybody, it's everywhere, yada yada yada. And he just turns to Black Widow, right? And he's just like, "Hail Hydra." And it's like, we do this in the Agent of Hydra storyline from there. Like,
Secret Empire.
What would it look like? Yeah, if Cap did flip at the end of Winter Soldier and go that way.
See, I don't.
That's what I'm thinking of more.
He wasn't even aware.
I think that's too complex, right? Like, I think if you
Why is
wanna,
it too complex?
I think if you want to do this, you do a complete standalone series. You don't worry about the casting for Captain America, but he can be in this, and it's more of a alternate take on it, where you do get a big actor to come in, like someone bigger than Chris Evans, for one episode to play Captain America, and it's just a cool
Bigger
story.
than Chris Evans?
Who's bigger than Chris Evans?
I mean, fucking
Chris Hemsworth?
Hemsworth. You get Hemsworth back to play. You know what I mean? Like, you like
Just swap.
You do 6 episodes, but it's not necessarily a what if standpoint of like you're going off in a different, like taking a narrative thread from the MCU and putting it off. I would love to see it more as just standalone. One episode is Captain America, one episode is Spider-Man, one episode.
That's what I'm saying.
Spider-Man's
Do you
not
take
Tom
that-
Holland. It's someone fucking really cool that we wouldn't have even thought.
Tobey Maguire.
Get Tobey Maguire
There you
back.
go.
Why not?
Well,
Yes.
here's one kind of in that vein.
Yeah.
What if you just go back to what if? Go back to World War II and Red Skull wins,
Yeah.
and then it's just
That'd be a dope one episode, like
you
one
know,
episode,
and
like,
then
alternate future.
and so you start in the future where you're kind of like the resistance against Hydra controlled world, and Winter Soldier isn't Bucky, it's Steve.
One of the other
Yeah.
things you
Fucking
could
awesome.
do.
See?
One of the other things you could do
just
now
put them on
is
ice.
as a very meta sort of thing, because now that they're owning they're getting into the Fox properties, into the fray. You could go back and do a what if of like mutants, like actually
what if
play with the
mutants
idea
are
of
there?
mutants.
I was thinking about this right when they announced it. Redo First Avenger with Wolverine. Because he's a World War II soldier.
That's pretty cool.
That'd be dope.
Greg,
Yeah,
He's one of
Kevin
that-
Coelho from
Wolverine
Kinda
is a
Funny.
Howling Commando.
In the
I
back.
say this show is Marvel multiverse,
Yeah.
and each episode's just a different universe number.
You just
and
you
like
even
some-
number them like they do in
Yeah,
the comics. You're
exactly.
like, this is Earth, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like,
So we got our
it's-
Spider-Gwen stories.
I think the big problem right now is that all of
Miles
the
Morales.
shows that are TV feel like they're TV. And that they're still, even though they're like, no, this is part of whatever, you're like, there's still that stigma of movies are cool, TV's TV.
But I feel like they're not even diving into it's in the same thing anymore. I feel like they have kind of publicly been like,
There are very
just
loose
doing our own
references to
thing.
the things
Yeah.
that happen in the movies. At least there was in Jessica Jones. They still talk about,
but
but I
even
feel like it's
Avengers
a
and
one-way
things
trip
like that.
though.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like it doesn't
Oh,
work
yeah.
both ways.
But I
feel
still
like
feel
they're
like
kinda
that's because it's
always
stigmatized
messed
as
up.
being like they are the stepchild of the Marvel
There's
universe.
some, like-
They
But
don't
in
give a fuck
Agents
It's
of
more
S.H.I.E.L.D.
complex too, right? There's like the Feige, Perlmutter, Schism, right? Like TV is still under Marvel. Marvel Studios is under.
Oh, I didn't realize there was that big of a divide.
yeah, there's
but-
some. I know there's breakup in the.
Kev, what were you
business
saying
side.
over there?
I was gonna say in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., there's like characters that are then also in not Civil War, Winter Soldier, like that one dude where
Yeah.
we were all like, who the hell's this guy?
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
Powers
yeah,
Booth
yeah.
shows up,
Yeah,
and everybody's like,
exactly.
"Oh, he actually plays in." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Powers
like
Booth is awesome."
that would be
They had
like,
Sif
in peace.
show up in
Yeah.
Agents of Shield.
you were
That was
talking
cool.
the other day
Couple
about
times.
But they've stopped doing that.
Oh really?
Like the last couple seasons.
I'm only in
haven't really
season.
done
I'm
it.
on season 3.
Yeah.
you were talking to me the other day about Wolverine versus Hulk, right? And how there was a great comic book series that way. Wouldn't it be fucking awesome if they're like, look, there's no way to realistically make this make sense of a Wolverine Hulk movie. So
Yeah.
we have another whole other division of Marvel properties that are on Netflix or being distributed via cable that is just pick a dope ass star for one. Mark Ruffalo is not the Hulk. It's totally different. It's just a one-off story. Wolverine.
Ed
versus-
Norton's back.
What if
I
they-
like what you're saying,
That's
but
what
what
I'm
if
talking
they did? It's uncanon, but it's like
It's what
not
if, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
not-
if
this
it's
is not
Rob,
canon at
but
all.
we actually, and this is going against what I was saying, but we get the actors, and it
Yes.
is something like Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man fighting Hugh Jackman's Wolverine.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Fucking
Hugh Jackman versus Ruffalo for the
That'd be
Hulk thing,
amazing.
right? That's,
You know,
I
you
think
saying this remind me of something that I was thinking about in the shower this morning. Like, how
Slow
fucking
down.
crazy is it?
Slow down.
Yeah, do you want the details?
Yeah, give me the details.
Really small shower.
How
That's not
soapy
good.
was it?
So we are at a point in 2018 where we're about to get Infinity War, right? We know the things that are coming after that.
Big Aquaman coming down the line.
We've
Big Aquaman.
even with that, when you look back at all the comic book movies, the superhero movies we've had in the last 20 years, we've hit pretty much every major comic book storyline ever. From DC, Fox, Marvel, all the things Like,
Right, yeah.
It's like there's a bunch that we haven't done. We haven't done Secret Wars. We haven't done this or that. But it's like we're at a point now where it's like, oh man, Dark Knight Returns. Well, we saw it in Batman v Superman. I'm not saying they were all good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're good. Galactus.
We've touched
we
on
did
them,
see
though.
it. You know,
You
the
know,
whole
I have a Secret Wars thing. We'll get to
symbiote,
in a
all
second.
that stuff. Symbiote. Fuck you. We saw that shit. You know, it's like
Yeah.
it's Civil War. We're starting in a movie. Like it's pretty crazy. There's
pretty
not
nuts.
too. I don't know what
No,
they're
it's
gonna do
super
with Phase
crazy.
4.
Yeah.
There
That's what
aren't
I'm saying.
many-
Like that's why I'm saying I think it's so interesting to watch them sort of like because the more movies they release, the more complex that cinematic universe gets, and you have to imagine that they have to, you know, it becomes that big puzzle piece that they have to keep making sure everything fits and making sure they're retconning things the right way. I'm just saying, like, give yourself a break, have another property over there where you can play, where you can.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you can make.
Don't
the
act like that was
animated-
just your idea. I'm telling you the idea.
I'm saying,
Nick, I love that idea.
Thank you, Kevin.
Good idea.
validated it.
Very good idea.
It was just in the air.
Wait, I'm
I say
sorry.
we go
I
with
have
Not
to-
to mention
Until
again,
Nick
this would be
does.
another
I'm sorry,
good point that
I'm getting a phone call. Kevin?
No.
Yes, I will come and work for Marvel now.
He's on his
because of this
private jet.
amazing
Oh,
idea.
man.
You can hear the
that I
wind.
You
just
can hear
had.
the fucking just wind going by.
So are you?
it could be animated. That was the thing too. I meant to bring up earlier.
That's
right?
cool.
Is that
It'd
you
be
could do
dope
the
as
what if
fuck.
and be like, hey, and it's every episode in my head opens with the Watcher setting it up, just like the comic book
love
used to
that.
open, where he's
Yeah.
the narrator of
Like
like
Spawn.
you all know
Yeah.
the story of Captain America: Winter Soldier. Really got to pee already?
It's a fun animated series. Do it
Can
like
you bring
like,
me another
all
beer?
the fucking
Bring me
things
another
in front of him.
You know what's
Tim,
cool?
bring me one of these. Tim, one
You know
of
what I
these.
love?
He didn't want-
The Animatrix stuff.
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Like get a bunch of
That's a perfect
really
example.
interesting guest directors to come and do
guest writers.
See,
Bring them all in. That'd be
Going-
super high quality anime.
Going animated solves, I think, a lot of the problems. Because then it would be of like narrator of like, hey, you all know the Hulk from the Avengers movies, and you all know, and now that they have them,
Right.
or they have the rights, or Logan and Wolverine, we're bringing them, and it's just Hugh Jackman voicing and Ruffalo voicing, and then it's just animated.
Well,
See,
you use it's non-canon, but you're using canon as a jump off point.
Yeah, exactly,
So it's like-
exactly.
It's like it's animated, but like we're starting from the movies and then we're gonna go.
Man, that would be
left.
dope.
We just nailed it. This is
That
what
would
we're
be
gonna do. This
dope.
is how we're gonna make it.
And you solve the problem of like Jessica Jones, for instance, is a fascinating character, but she's not fascinating for 20 episodes. It's just not. It's hard to make that fun for that many episodes.
Well, see, this is one of the episodes I'm going to pitch you. Is
Give it
that
to me.
I love Jessica Jones season 1,
Mm-hmm.
right? Don't get me wrong, yeah, it went too long and blah blah blah. Loved it though, and
That's great.
I want to see
One of the best villains in Marvel.
Kilgrave, right?
in general.
Yeah, I want to see him come back. I want a what if storyline of he doesn't die, he's able to beat her. Because I do like Jessica Jones season 1. I get in arguments about this all the time. My problem was I like to lean back when I start talking. You know what I mean? Oh,
I feel like I should hold it.
Do it. Do what you want, man. Live it. Make it your own.
Rock
You know what I
it.
mean? We're not like Sugar Pine 7 over here. We'll let you do what you want.
you can vape.
Jessica
You wanna
Jones,
vape?
my problem was there's this guy who can control anyone with his words. First off, why wouldn't he engage onto the level of the Avengers of try to
Yeah.
get to Tony Stark? And secondly, why wouldn't she go to help? And everybody's like, well, how is she going to get an audience? And yada. I'm like, she's going to walk into Stark Tower holding a police car above her head.
Yeah, she'd
Be like,
be like,
I need to talk to Tony
"Hey,
Stark.
I'm important."
Exactly. And like, that alone will get her at least a meeting with S.H.I.E.L.D., where she'll be able to explain, da-da-da. I digress. I still would love to see him not get killed. We're talking about Kilgrave, Jessica Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And see him step up, and what would it look like of him versus the Avengers if he was able to beat Jessica, or even at the very end of Jessica Jones, right?
Well-
He talks to her and he does take her over again,
Right.
And so he's got her now, and his powers are amplified. And then it is, what does New York look like, and how do the Avengers try to stop him?
I think Jessica's not logical enough in that series to have thought about it
Mm-hmm,
this way. But the smart thing is don't engage powerful people because he will take them over and use them against you.
Yeah,
right?
that's great
So
too. That's a good point too.
Luke
I guess that
Cage-
did come up actually
Luke
at some
Cage
point.
kind of came up with Luke Cage, right? Where he was turned against her. So I think like
That's a good point.
Would have been a
I
bad
digress, I
idea,
digress.
but it would have been fun to watch.
Yeah,
him take
and
over
that's
the
why I
Avengers.
think the what if storyline would work. What we've done is kicked around now the whole animated part of it, where we can animate it and then
Do like
Get the
Chris
voices,
Evans and Hugh
Animatrix.
Jackman, and nobody has to actually be in shape. They can do whatever the fuck they
See,
want.
but I love live action. For
Me
this.
too.
And I love
Me
the
too.
idea of like who's gonna be Wolverine just once, and you get to get jacked out for it, and you don't have to keep it forever. But like any actor worth the salt right now would be like, I would think about that.
Oh fuck yes.
I would think about that. Why not? And they could do Wolverine. And the other thing is too, you don't have to commit to the sort of Hollywood version of what a superhero has to look like. You can actually do what I've been saying for years, which is make Wolverine, make him short, make him squatty, hairy as fuck, and just like have him be the Wolverine, the 5'4" ball of fucking
This is an
fury.
opinion you stole from Comic Book Girl 19. Kevin, am I right?
I was born before her,
Yep.
so I believe that. I'm also
It's what
only
she
a
did in
couple
this
inches
show, man.
taller
It's
than
what she
he's
did in
supposed
this
to be.
show.
I wasn't here. I wouldn't know. Well,
Oh,
there
you
go.
watch the content you're not on. I'm aware of that.
Of course
Oh,
I do.
Of course.
Watch this.
Oh, I
fucking
just want a
shit
Korg
show.
and Meek side story.
Great point.
Korg and Meek
Great
put it
Korg
down.
in general.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
not. They do nothing heroic whatsoever.
no.
It's more just like
things happen around
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
It's like
Like,
about like
really
the rent's
important
going
stuff
up or something
happens
like that. And they have to figure out a new place to live. It's like an episode of Girls. You know what I mean? That's it.
When
Well, I think
nothing
it was like
really
Corgan.
happens.
Yeah,
With
nothing, no high
Corgan-
stakes. It's all in their head.
At the end of Ragnarok, that's kind of what it was. Like I don't think he understood what was happening at all.
As
He was
case
just
in point, he's
there.
like, you guys need, like, Loki's like, you guys are in need of leadership. He's like, okay. It's like,
He says
you know.
thank you. He's like, thank you.
Yeah, it's so good.
What other stories do you want to see? We haven't done much with Spider-Man yet.
Yeah, I'm thinking with Spider-Man, there's two things I'm interested in. A darker side of it, of him teaming up with Daredevil on a very small
Kingpin
kind of.
versus Kingpin. Yes, put Spider-Man because Kingpin is really a Spider-Man villain more than a Daredevil villain.
Animated series, bro. Let's go.
And
And then the other thing would be somehow with high school Spider-Man mixing with high school X-Men. Because the
That's
Kitty,
dope.
the
Like Human
ultimate
Torch,
Kitty Pride, Peter
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
thing going on. Very fucking cool.
I'm going to throw this out there. And this is a tremendous opportunity to bring back the original superhero character that started this all. And everyone fucking sleeps on him. And I'm going to throw it out there.
Oh, God.
Blade.
Yup.
Fucking Blade. Do one episode, just all Blade. Just all vampires, all thing, whatever.
You know what I
That's-
want from that?
I want that movie though.
I want
I
Wesley
fucking want that
Snipes
movie
back.
series, too.
I want Wesley Snipes,
want
but
it.
I want it to be essentially the movie of
Or
if
a Netflix
Blade was
series.
in the MCU.
I'll take it.
What would it look like? What would Blade in this real fucking universe being part of the universe look
Is
like?
that? Do we want to hold back on characters that could have canon stories though? And like, because the what
No.
if maybe should be like, you've seen them, now we're gonna play with them.
But you've seen Blade. Like, I feel like based
Got
on the
it,
Wesley movies, right? Enough people know Blade that it's like, okay, cool. What would it look like? Yeah, if he was just dropped into this universe where it's already happened. We've already had the fucking aliens out of the sky and now Ultron and all this different shit like that. That'd be really cool.
I
That's what I'm
want a
saying,
new
is like-
Blade movie, and I want him to be British.
That'd be amazing.
Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Heimdall? He's like, no, I'm Blade. he says it much.
Hey man,
Boyega,
Josh Brolin's
you know.
like 8 characters now in the universe. It doesn't matter. All I'm saying about
There's so many great black British actors right now. Like, kill it.
but then they're gonna force him to do a fucking American accent, and it's gonna be Benedict Cumberbatch again.
Here we go.
And
Give him
I
the
don't
impression.
know what everyone's talking about. I'm Benedict Cumberbatch.
Give me the door.
What's like Boyega? in Star
Dormammu,
Wars?
I'm here
There you
to
go, there you
negotiate with you.
Like the thing about like
Weird.
Boyega in Star Wars too, it's like the Empire's already British.
Yeah,
Why
it's-
was he American as a stormtrooper?
I don't know, man.
So it would connect with us. It would connect with us.
Yeah, what's his name?
We wouldn't understand otherwise.
Domhnall Gleeson has that proper British accent, right? Like, let them all have it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think for
You
an
can do posh.
an
If
episode,
you don't understand like his
whether it's animated or live action, what I would like to see, it's directed by Patty Jenkins, and it is Natalie Portman picking up Mjolnir and becoming Lady Thor.
Oh yeah.
Jane
yeah.
Foster's Thor.
Yeah, do
Yeah.
them.
Well, that's what I'm saying,
that
like-
comic is so great.
Here's
could be
what
cool.
I'm talking about. This is why I like this so much, right? Like, think about what's the best, one of the best one-off story superhero movies that's come out in the last like 2 years.
Ghostbusters.
No, that was close second. Talking Logan, right? So
Yeah.
Logan, you look at it, and that is, for all
that's
intents
one
and purposes, kind of a standalone thing, right? It doesn't really play to Days of Future Past. Like, it's a whole story, and
There's
it's
a
kind
soft
of
reference to it, but it
little
kinda-
bit, but like
it's a bit what ify.
But
right?
that's
Exactly. It is a what ify movie.
I think that's kind of what they wanted to do with those one-off Wolverine movies, and they tried to do it with Wolverine, where he was in Japan. It's kind of played in, but kind of didn't. Every single one of these could be that Logan level, where it's Netflix, so it can be R, it can be whatever we want it to be, and it doesn't have to tie into everything else. It's so cool. It can loosely tie in, but yeah, you can have Wolverine and Spider-Man. You can have all these characters, but when the next Wolverine doesn't have to be the same Wolverine as before.
Yeah.
It could be whatever.
See, I think
R,
season
Spider-Man
one we
could be
should
Miles Morales.
season one we should only use every character once.
Yeah,
So there should be a Captain America episode, Superman.
Yeah,
but you put Wolverine
Spider-Man.
in every episode.
but it's a different person.
But
He's
it's
always just
Wolverine.
referenced in the background.
He's like
just there.
he's the Stan Lee of our show.
I just love Wolverine.
out of my way, bud.
Just sit in a
speaking
bar
of R,
somewhere, like if you catch it in
I'd
the
want
background.
one episode to be
Fucking
Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds Deadpool, because I feel like that makes
You
sense.
have me
makes
so
sense.
far. You
That
have me
makes
so far.
sense.
To
What do you
do
mean that makes
a
sense?
Mystery Science Theater thing where it's him sitting in a theater and it's just a clip show of the entire MCU and he's just riffing on the entire thing.
Oh, that's
and
fun.
that's the episode.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. I say that makes sense because if you set the rule of we don't use any of the actors from the other movies, Deadpool being the one that just kind of breaks with form and breaks with tradition on that would be hilarious if we actually got Ryan Reynolds to do it. I like how we're saying we.
It makes sense because it breaks.
We're in the.
Yeah.
We're in. Remember,
You're
we're in with
Kevin
Kevin
here.
right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
I'm
Well,
sorry,
like
what?
with Deadpool,
Yes,
I want
get
to
me
like
outta here,
that
Andy.
Ant-Man scene where he goes to the Avengers campus.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want Deadpool to do that, but see all the Avengers in it, right? So it's just like Deadpool versus the Avengers.
Yes.
He's usually associated with X-Men characters, right? But
Yeah.
it's just like to see him mess around.
Well,
with.
isn't it weird too that we have to even mentally we have to divide the characters still in our brains right
Well,
now? The
I think-
X-Men universe.
I
I've
honestly
always
think
done
that
that
we're,
anyway.
we're one phase away. Like I think that after phase 4, I think phase 4 is still going to be like we'll see when they get the rights to the X-Men and all that.
I think it's
like,
mid-phase 4.
I like that's potentially mid phase 4. It'll be introducing stuff, but I think by the time we get to whatever phase 5 is, the general moviegoers are going to understand that there is a whole bunch of different things, and that's when I think it's just going to get all fucking crazy, and that's when multiverse comes in.
I think like there's a good opportunity now to like give it a couple of years, mid-phase 4, introduce X-Men, and just take the entire MCU in the direction of Fantastic Four, redo some of the like don't just do X-Men the trilogy, but break out some of those characters and do trilogies for them that make sense. You know, Wolverine can do his own trilogy.
Channing Tatum finally getting his gambit.
Finally get that Gambit.
He's been trying forever.
I would.
And then bring it together with like an Avengers versus
We
X-Men.
got to get you on that mic.
I would love to see something with Magneto, and in that story, in those storylines, something with
Finally get Magneto origins.
or get Magneto with Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch and that actual relationship they're all supposed to have. You know, with New Geneva,
parents, yeah.
or not New Genosha. You know, like that storyline where it's like they're out on the island by themselves. They've quartered themselves off there, and what's that look like? Like the rest of the world's coming down on them, and they're like, "You have to stop this, or else." And it's like a doomsday clock scenario. I think that could be super fun.
Now
What
we're
else?
going. Now we're humming.
Now
Now
we're
we're getting some good
fucking
stuff out here.
going.
Kevin, what do you got
What's
in
left?
terms of other stuff you want to see from the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
All right, thanks, Kev.
Cool.
I saw a thread on Reddit a couple days ago was talking about like a stupid fan theory that's like the Jar Jar Binks being a Sith thing, where it's like it's stupid, but like they made it make sense enough of Ant-Man having been in a lot of scenes of these movies, just really small.
That's really
as hell.
small.
That's really funny. Yeah.
So it's like I don't know, it could be a fun thing of just like different key moments from the MCU, but
That
him
episode
from
should
the
be
perspective
called
being
"It's
small.
a Small World."
We figure
all.
you could
Yeah, after all.
piggybacking off that, right? What if when he went into the quantum realm, right? What if when he got big, got out somewhere else? You know what I mean? He came
Right.
back, but he didn't come back in his time. He came back in.
It's almost the same, but something slightly different.
Yeah, he came back in Captain America's time, or or I mean, like you know what I mean, World War II Captain America time or something like that. Or you could do something with that.
I think you're describing what I'm pretty sure Avengers 4 is going to be.
Yeah,
Quantum Realm.
There's gonna be a lot of
time
stuff.
jumping.
yeah. Well, I figure it's
It's not. I don't think it's Time Stone. I think it's Quantum Realm stuff.
Yeah, is that so?
Quiet Man, the Lost
give me
in
your
the
pitch.
Middle.
I want your pitch.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be realizing that. I mean, depending on what happens in Infinity War, there's still a big bad, still a problem. Potentially, still Thanos is existential threat. You go back and you find the characters that were missing that maybe didn't make it through Infinity War.
Sure.
Find them in their time, but going to different times, and also finding all the opportunities where Infinity Stones were first introduced and changing something in the past or bringing people forward into the future
Gotcha.
using the quantum realm.
Yeah, because that's been the rumor, right? Of like why in these shots does RDJ have his hole in there? Where
Thor's in his old outfit.
Yeah,
Captain America's
yeah.
in his old outfit. They're
Yeah,
back
yeah.
in New York. They're here. They're there. You know.
Yeah,
That's gonna happen.
so fucking.
we're gonna see
Well,
that.
It's
yeah.
gonna be fucking cool.
Do you think it's Quantum Realm too, or do you think it's Time Stone?
It's Quantum Realm.
I always thought it was Time Stone, but okay.
Yeah, no, it's-
but I do
Wait,
know
no,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
They're
think
kinda
Time Stone is
synonymous.
we
very
haven't seen
linear.
Infinity War, so we don't know. But
Yeah,
like, I
yeah,
think it's
I
Quantum.
feel like
Do you
Time
thi-
Stone is linear. I think Quantum Realm lets you you're going in kind of to an alternate world. Like it's kind of like it allows you to mess with stuff more.
Okay.
Because it's just more kind of mushy.
multiversy instead
Yeah,
of
it's like
just
mushy.
time.
Yeah.
My question then for you guys with all the theories, because me and Kevin over here have to stay mum, of course. And this is kind of moot for anybody who's not watching live, I guess, but stick with me because you're here and you love conversations. Do you think we have an idea of that happening when we leave Infinity War? Because the way I've been thinking it is Infinity War is going to be bloodbath, death. Thanos wins. I hope it's that he snaps and we cut to black and we don't get an Easter egg or anything. But then Ant-Man and Wasp is a prequel to that. So then they are getting into the quantum realm and they're figuring all that out to set up Avengers 4.
I think it's going to be less bloody than that. He's
do you-
here. He's here with us.
I know. Well, it's way. I get the other
From
mask.
here, he really looks like that Spider-Man meme. The shitty
Yeah.
drawing. You know what I mean?
I mean, no.
It's all
Look, just
forward.
don't. Nick, keep doing exactly what you're doing. Keep doing, and then look at then everybody else. Look at the screen of Nick, and yeah, looks
That's
like
great.
that is like a beat down Spider-Man. That is a Spider-Man who is just like
This is
not
the
about
what
it.
if. This is like
This is the what if.
Is it Mike Nose?
Oh, Mike knows is Spider-Man. I didn't know.
God.
I think it's gonna be. I think we're gonna lose a couple important people, but not everybody. I think Ant-Man and the Wasp is going to set up the tech that lets us then. I think basically, I think Iron Man's gonna survive, but I think he's gonna regret what happens in Infinity War, and he's gonna want to redo it. He's gonna say, if things had gone differently, this could have gone better for us, and then that's what they do. With
So
the
do
tech.
you think Ant-Man and Wasp? And I don't know. I don't think this has been announced. Is timeline wise after Infinity War?
I think so.
Huh. Okay.
No.
You don't think so?
They've announced this before Infinity War.
I can't
It's
keep up
before
anymore.
Infinity
Is it before?
Yeah. At least
He's definitely on like.
there might be parts
he's-
that aren't.
He's
but
got like a
it's after
ankle
Civil
brace
War.
and everything. So
It's
it's
after Civil War.
Right, yeah, because he, do you think you could have beaten Cap? Would you, if I'd asked you to come fight Cap? Would you have? I
Yeah.
don't know, but you want to be in the.
They've said that I forgot the timeline, but I think it's like 4 months after Civil War. Like
Okay.
it's not far after Civil War.
So I'm wrong.
But
But I
Do you
still
think
think I still think that like
but we don't know when Avengers 4 is.
I don't think it's gonna be that the world is over at the end of this movie. I think it's gonna be that the world is like diminished.
do you think we beat Thanos at the end of this movie?
well, the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, the world isn't over.
Yeah, he just
It's
kills
half
half of
the
it.
people die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So-
don't even know that he
but I don't think he
accomplishes
kills
that.
half the people
I
and
don't think
walks
he
away.
accomplishes
No,
I think I
That's
think
what he does.
Yeah,
I
he
think he
does.
loses but doesn't die, and so it creates the problem if he's gonna come back.
Okay.
It's like a Pyrrhic victory kind
Kevin,
of
you
thing.
have more to say.
I-
I'm sorry.
Oh no, I had the same question for Lewis. If whether like, did you think he was gonna lose? I think that I want it to end with him getting all the stones on the gauntlet, putting it on, snapping his finger, cut to black, and
Yeah.
we all know what that means. And man, that would be awesome. I
Can't
think that
fucking wait for this movie.
I think that if they end it now,
If they beat
Yeah.
Thanos in this movie, that's going to be
it's not as exciting.
fucking horrible.
I
This
want-
is going to
and-
be the Empire Strikes Back of MCU.
Yeah.
If it has the potential to at least.
There's no way.
I
This
see what
And
you're saying.
but what I
want
mean
the-
in terms of tone, in terms of
No,
like
I don't disagree with you. I just
Yeah.
think I feel like it was such a missed opportunity if they didn't keep the storyline going for another movie.
Yeah.
like that's a huge achievement if they can make a really cool like
No,
4
yeah,
hour long.
I don't think
Infinity
you
Gauntlet.
beat him, but I think you
I think he beats
you
the
beat
shit
him
out of
back.
everyone, and this movie ends badly for
I
everyone.
hope so how fucking cool.
I
is.
think
people will
I think
die.
it ends. I think it's a good standalone story. But I think it is Empire Strikes Back
Right.
where he gets the
Evil's
last
on the
stone,
upswing,
or
yeah.
there's
Yeah.
one more stone left, and he gets it at the beginning of the next one.
Or
and then
he's,
they have to
yeah,
go
he-
back
Like
to
he's
the-
Soulstone-
already snapped.
Soulstone's
He's already
still
killed all those people, and it's
open-ended.
just him
What
turning
do
and
you
like
guys?
looking
And it's so
on-
funny because you guys, everyone listening besides the live people, they're gonna know everything.
Of course.
So we're gonna
a
sound
time
like
capsule.
We could be totally wrong.
Right.
But Soulstone, what is up with it? Are we gonna see it in Infinity War? And if so, what is
They
it?
have to
I have
introduce
two
it.
theories to it. One,
I
we don't
love
see it at
Funky
all,
Cool
actually,
Medina.
and we hold it, right? Two, it is already in plain sight. Like they keep saying it's not in Wakanda. I think there's a version of it where it could be. I think the vibranium meteorite is not a meteorite. It could be basically a shell for the Soul Stone that was sent to Earth to hide it. And so because it'll make sense because when you think about the Soul Stone has like a lot of the Necropolis stuff in the comics is very Soul Stone-y. So like the ability for Black Panther to talk to his ancestors and talk to the dead and all that kind of stuff. I thought they were just going to introduce
Okay.
that
I
full
buy that.
stop. But I think what the implication is that the energy from it is in like the plants. And that's why he goes back and talks to his ancestors. The vibranium stuff is what gives him the strength, but there's two different effects to it, you know.
It was so interesting that there wasn't a stone in Black Panther because everyone was like, they have to. And I think it was a good call they didn't at the end of the day. But yeah, I don't know. My money is on them not having the Soul Stone in this movie.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I feel like you have to
just
at least
because this is
introduce
part
it.
1, part 2.
But like, what was the? And it's confirmed we're not seeing Adam Warlock in this, right? Or do we not know that?
It's not confirmed. I think it's extremely unlikely that they
we
would
see
bring
Captain
someone back
Marvel.
from the Guardians.
Is that confirmed?
to-
Confirmed that we see Captain Marvel?
People keep kind of slipping it in interviews and stuff like that, so it feels like we do.
I mean, I totally expect us to.
The fact
but-
that Ant-Man and the Wasp
I don't
is a
think we see
prequel-
Captain Marvel in this movie.
Really?
In the post credit, absolutely. We're getting
we're
getting Captain Marvel in
I
post
think
credit,
also
but
like
not in the movie.
Why we don't see Hawkeye is because I think he's with Nick Fury and Nick Fury's with Captain Marvel.
Is Hawkeye in this movie?
He will be on screen at some point.
You think?
It might be
You
post
think?
credits, but he's.
honestly, I'm 50-50.
He's gonna have the Soul Stone, put it on an arrow, shoot it through
Russo
Thanos,
brothers-
capture his soul,
and
there
then
you
fill
go.
it out. The Russo brothers have said that he has a storyline.
Yeah, they're very much like if you're a Hawkeye fan, you're gonna
You're
be
gonna have
happy
a
with what
big
we're
payoff.
doing.
It's
So-
I
I
hope
hope
it's just
so
him in
too.
purple sweatpants.
It might be Avengers 4 though. It might be where they hold them
That's my
back for the
thing,
whole
is because
movie.
they're directing both these, so it's like
Because what it could be is like if they're both gonna be prequels, so maybe he does win. Thanos does win. We see 2 prequel movies because Captain Marvel was in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
That was like Hall H announcement. And then we do 4, which is basically like the redo with Captain Marvel in the hot seat. And then we kind of pay off to like, where the hell's been Nick Fury been? Where the hell's Hawkeye been? They've been
Well,
trying
I'm
to find
sorry.
him.
Where have you been, Nick Fury?
I've been right here.
Terrible.
He does a great job. He does a great
This
job.
is my Samuel L. I'm working on it.
That's the one.
I don't know if you
is
are.
Nick Fury in this movie?
It's like Gone with the Wind.
It was pretty bad. It's not good. It's
do you
admittedly
think,
terrible.
do you think we see Nick at all?
I don't know. Maybe I think if we see him with Hawkeye, and I think if we don't see them in the movie, we see them in the post credits.
I think Nick's going to be in post credits.
It's to like
Hawkeye's 50-50 for me in the whole movie. Captain Marvel, I think, is post credits. I don't think she's in the movie.
You don't think we get a different version of Hawkeye, like the Ronin? Or,
Ronin?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
Wait, what does that mean? What do you-
will
wait, wait,
get
wait.
Ronin?
we do, but they're not going to call him Ronin. I think it's going to be like
Well, I think everyone's gonna be like screenshots and be like, "Look, that's gonna be Ronin." Like,
I'm
we won't
confused.
get-
What are we
What's a
talking about?
Ronin?
Ronin is like when
It's like
Hawkeye
alter ego.
essentially comes back as alter ego of like he's way cooler, like has a fucking actual outfit.
Oh, he's got like, the purple wings on his face and the purple H.
no,
That's,
no, that's still Hawkeye.
it's like a
more
black,
ninja
it's like a
like.
black ninja suit.
Who the fuck cares? He's cool enough as he is. They don't need to give him a new code.
Well,
name.
it's like the Nomad.
Are they going to call Captain America Nomad?
They're not
Yeah,
going to call him
no.
Nomad.
That's
Right?
the thing is I don't think they're gonna call it. I
That's
think
who
that's
he
what
is
Kevin's
now.
saying about the Ronin
Yeah.
thing. It's like they're not gonna call it that, but it's
He's
just
Was
going
it-
to look like it a little
Yeah.
bit.
One of the movies, right? His concept art for Hawkeye looked a lot like this. I remember people talking
for
about this.
Civil War.
Here's my question though, because in the comic books, not to go back to Adam Warlock, huge part of the Infinity War. I mean, he's
Right.
the main, basically
He's the key to
fulcrum point for
beating
all this stuff.
Thanos, yeah.
Yeah. So, do you feel like they're like, nope, we're not going that way? That he's just going to be a bad guy in Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
I don't even
Or-
necessarily think he's gonna be a bad guy. I think he's gonna be. I think that's a Guardian storyline.
Okay.
I think it's similar to Civil War, where it's like, oh, how are they gonna do Civil War without mutants?
'Cause
Oh,
my-
they found a way.
I think they're going
My-
to do. I think they're going to have Adam Warlock be part of the next phase. And it's going to be like the cosmic big.
So, you don't
bad
think he has
story.
anything to do with the Soul Stone
I
whatsoever?
think they're going to redo his
I think he
story
could,
to be
but
about
I don't think- I doubt
Celestials,
it.
right? Because they already talked about ego and all that stuff. I think they're going to have like a whole other villain, and Adam Warlock's going to be part of that.
You think
Okay.
that he's gonna be like Eternity is gonna be someone that comes in? Yeah.
I mean, we've
Yeah.
seen Eternity,
Yeah.
so
Well, we
Have
saw
we seen Eternity?
stars in his eyes, and he said Eternity.
yeah, in
Looked like it.
Guardians Volume
Oh,
2.
I
too,
see.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Yes, that's the hard part is that, like, I want to see that culmination of all this in at least Avengers 4. Like, I want to see him in the fucking space throne, like, out there making his own universe, and I just don't think we're going to get
Yeah,
that.
no. I think this is a totally different interpretation.
Yeah.
I think that's why seeing everything we've seen so far of Thanos doesn't have the whole outfit, and he is more looking like a dude.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
I'm just a
not,
guy.
Like,
Like,
he's not
I don't
making
just
out.
in
It is
everything
weird.
we've seen, they're not going with the storyline.
He's not
of
making
him being
out
in
with
love
a goth
with death.
chick.
Have
yeah.
they?
Yeah, it's like
Have they talked about why the gauntlet's so big to begin with? Like, why did they make it Thanos size?
Well, I think he
Well, the
made
thing
it, no?
is, in the comics, it's Thanos size, and he also has a matching one on the other hand that just doesn't have stone holes.
Well, yeah, it was his glove. It was just his gauntlet, his actual
I
glove.
always assumed that he made it
Yeah.
He made it
for
to chase
himself.
them.
The
Yeah, yeah.
stones weren't. He made it to fit the stones. The stones pre-exist, but like
that
that's his
makes a
thing.
lot of sense.
And then, like,
that's
Odin-
what it is.
Thinks he has.
But
it.
why was it when she
Or he
knocks
had
it
it
off,
made.
she's like fake or whatever? Why is it like that big?
Because it's the fake one of him. It's the
Right.
fake
Oh, he
thing.
made it because he's been chasing the stones for that long.
Well, no. Somebody else made it to copy the one he has.
Right.
Yeah.
Got
so
it,
The
okay.
Asgardians thought that they took it from him. Like they're hiding the stone.
Got
from
it,
him,
okay.
Because they hid the reality stone and all this sort of stuff. So like,
Got it.
no, there was a ether.
Oh, right, the red one. Yeah.
Give it to the
that
collector.
fucking one. Great.
Nice.
Now, does Gia consider herself a mom in any way, shape, or form?
A mom?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, then you're free on this. But I'll tell you right now, much like we call Kevin mommy.
No, we don't.
Gia, we're gonna call other mom.
No. Jen is Portillo's mom, so I got to take care of her now. I got.
Gia, how do you say it? How do you
Is
say
it like
to her when
mommy,
you
like
talk to her?
Mama?
Spanish?
With an I?
Like mommy?
Yeah. Mommy's with an I when it's Spanish. Mommy's with an O and a Y.
Mommy doesn't quite have the same ring as Poppy, though.
How
Say
is
that right
mommy
now.
when we
Hi,
refer to
Poppy.
Kevin as mommy?
How does what?
Bad. It's
Spanish
bad.
version.
How is
Spanish version.
mommy spelled when we refer to Kevin as mommy?
M-A-M-I.
Ooh, sexy.
Yeah.
M-A-M-I. Okay.
Yeah. You have to.
Yeah.
Okay.
What,
Sorry.
what were
puppy.
you thinking? Were you thinking M-O-M-M-Y?
Well, when I call Nick Daddy, how do I spell
Well, I
that?
don't speak Spanish.
Well, daddy is different though.
D-A-D-D-Y.
No, no,
Are
I
you
mean in the
daddy or are
same
you
way.
Poppy?
In the way I
Well,
call
I
Nick
would like to be
Daddy,
Poppy,
I
but I just
call
don't think I'm
Kevin
that cool.
Mommy.
Hey,
but I
Big
feel
Poppy.
like daddy doesn't have that same type of. Daddy's still daddy. Mommy
Can somebody
is
call me
said
Poppy and
different.
just see if it fits?
Poppy. No,
Mommy
because my
too.
grandfather, we
Yeah.
called him Poppy.
Yeah, Kevin.
Not Poppy.
Yeah.
P-O-P-P-Y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next topic, boys.
Funky Cool Medina.
What's up?
You like this Black Panther movie, correct?
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I've seen you tweet about it.
You
once
were
or
at the
twice.
premiere, you fucking asshole.
was at the premiere.
I hate that.
My
good.
bow tie.
I'm so jealous. You're on the purple carpet.
How'd you get
I was
into
on
that?
the purple carpet. Friends with Daniel
Daniel who?
Kaluuya.
Oh, I'm just friends with Daniel.
It's weird because if I say it, I
Damn,
can't.
Daniel.
Like, I gotta say it,
Yeah.
but it is weird.
Give me your what if Black Panther, either animated cartoon, either whatever we're getting. What are we getting for Black Panther?
Black Panther, New York. Black
Okay.
Panther, Luke Cage.
You got
Fighting
me.
crime.
You got me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot. Now, is it similar to the end of Black Panther spoilers where they open the Oakland
Yeah.
Wakanda Center?
It's like you do something in Harlem. You know, things go bad. Black Panther has to be there. You do like a whole Reggie Hudlin did this run where Black Panther became kind of like surrogate Daredevil for a little while.
Okay.
Just wanted to get away from Wakanda, be in New York, fight crime.
Sure.
Yeah.
Smell the garbage. Why not?
Just enjoy
He's enjoyed the fresh
Enjoy the
air
sights,
too long.
The rats, the
Yeah, yeah.
pigeons.
I have a different Black Panther pitch.
Oh God.
Killmonger
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
makes it out.
Love
This
it.
little ship. His whole plot
Oh.
goes through with it.
Oh, I like that.
Well, he's on the ship, and the ship gets out. Mm-hmm. So he's
So-
like, I'm gonna pilot one of these. and
I'm gonna
get out."
pilot. I'm gonna get out. The plan's gonna happen.
sorry.
We
We're
know
gonna
one's
get the
Ooh,
Wakandan.
one's going to New
thinking
York.
Kilgrave.
Wait,
Yeah, no.
Let's tie these back together.
There we go.
Killmonger, Redux, Phase 2 versus Luke Cage.
Yes.
in New York.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd
Oh,
sign off on
shit.
that one. That's sign off on that one.
Holy shit. I love it. What you got,
Wrong
Nick?
universe. Wrong universe.
Doesn't matter. Throw it out
No,
there.
no, no.
Storm.
Harley
totally
Quinn.
I
wrong
want to
universe.
see Storm in Wakanda.
I was trying to figure. I was trying to remember
Yes.
which universe Constantine's in, but that's DC, right?
I have a contribution.
Everybody,
there you
Joey
go.
Noel
Joey, wait,
from
wait,
kindoffunny.com.
She has to take the
Oh,
He's
music.
you're
taking
right.
Mew
You need to
Mew
hold
and
it.
he's
Gotta
going to
take
give
Mew Mew.
us one of our what if storylines.
So, you guys were talking about Black Panther, right?
Right.
Closer, Joey.
Black Panther. I want the entire movie of Black Panther retold from Killmonger's point of view.
Oh, I love it.
I feel like you could totally
Ryan
that's
would
what
love
I
that
think
too, but
makes
he
him
can't do
such
it.
a good villain is that you could totally retell the
Yeah.
whole thing from him, and it would be an awesome story of he's going to like take his place on the throne and stuff
Right.
like that.
Yeah,
He's avenging his father's death and he's taking over.
Very good job.
Thank you.
I love it. I think I love it.
I'm gonna take it one step further.
Okay.
I want Iron Man 2 from Whiplash's point of view.
No,
I want
we
the
want
whole thing is him and
I
that.
just, like,
want
I just
my
want, I
Boyd.
wanted him hanging out with the bird.
My Boyd.
Where is my bird? I want my bird.
Look at like Boyd.
You know, I can't do it as well as
Andy's
Andy
so
does.
good at it.
Andy's really good at it.
Yeah, he's
Braggy
all stressed
baggy
out there
vids.
when they're editing things.
He's stressed out about everything. You know
I
what
told
mean?
him, I was like, Andy, come in here, give your pitch.
That's what I said too, and he's like, I just don't have time. I can't.
You want to call him?
Sure.
We call him again?
Sure.
Let's go ahead and give him a call.
I love how it's like, hey, Andy's stressed out. Let's fuck with him.
Don't let me
It's
know
not
you're stressed
fucking with
out.
him as
We'll
much
call
as it
you.
is making
Leave
love
him
to him.
alone. He's stressed out.
He's
just
not stressed out.
exporting. He very much is.
Why is he stressed out?
Because Premiere fucked everything.
He's got party mode up today. It's done. It's over.
His bosses are in the room, right? Like,
Hey, Greg.
Hey, Andy, it's Nick, not Greg. Sorry, Greg's holding the phone.
Real quick too, Andy. I'm sorry, it's Greg now. You missed the party mode yesterday. We now call Nick Daddy.
Hey, Andy, could you please refer to me as Daddy for the rest of this phone conversation? We're pitching around ideas for kind of a one-off anthology show for Marvel. We're wondering if you wanted to come in and pitch us your idea.
I told him no, Andy. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on my way.
If you want to bring some sort of Cheeto or
On my
goldfish, that'd be dope too.
Don't
Actually, you know what? Could you
don't
go-
worry. Just come in. Just
All
come
right.
in the room. It's fine.
You can get my pork rinds off my desk. That'd be great. Okay.
Oh,
He's
shit.
on his way.
Pork rinds
Really,
would
I
be
really
great.
hope he doesn't come in. I hope he just fucking keeps working in there.
He knows I'll come get him.
Fuck you
He has
this
no
is why
choice.
he's stressed. It's Tim's quietly just bringing the stress on.
Don't stress him out. You know what I mean?
He's a
Let-
fucking
let him
workman.
work. Huh?
Party modes aren't going to edit themselves.
He came in
They
today
sure
on the
are.
morning
Fair
show
point.
and said
That's a
party
fair
mode's
point.
dying.
You don't have
did.
a
I
I
kind
think
of
only.
about it.
I think
There's a
only.
big problem. Like,
But
it's
they're
like-
not-
Ladies and gentlemen, Andy Cortez with the Cheez-Its.
get my pork rinds and we're gonna snack together.
Okay.
Nick, can I have one?
Oof, man, these are fucking.
How old are
Thanks,
these?
man.
Oof, the smell.
Did you open them?
I know.
I feel like they've been in there a long time.
No, they're good, dude. Just eat it. You
No,
coward.
we just got them delivered from our good friend Big Core on Twitter.
Oh, okay. No, they're good, everybody.
And Big Core, you can stop.
Big Core, please stop
Eat
sending
one.
snacks.
Big Lou, eat one.
You are.
Big Lou, are you one of these guys who doesn't eat anything?
No, I eat food. I enjoy food.
Good food or
Does it have to be like
I
a
had Jack in
vegetable?
the Box yesterday, so
Then fucking eat it. That's what, one cheese.
that spicy cheese.
Yeah, I
not
don't
that
like.
spicy.
I don't love spicy cheese.
It's
to be
mixing
honest with you.
too many streams.
You guys are
Yeah,
cowards.
I mean, I love
Cowards.
Cheetos. I love hot Cheetos.
I'm
Right.
gonna do a what if episode where Big Lou eats the cheese.
What
like
can we
that.
cover them all? Can we go over all 9 of these
Well,
already?
do you have an idea already?
No, I don't have the slightest clue, guys. I'm not operating on all cylinders.
I
right?
literally told them, I came up to you and I was like, hey man, like if you want to do this thing, and you're like, oh no, I'm working, I can't think right now. And they're like, let's call Andy.
Fantastic.
So what you need to know
Okay.
is that the What If series, Marvel's What If series on Netflix right now, completely open. We're in.
It's already out?
No, we're in the room
Oh,
right
shit.
now. We're negotiating with Kevin
So out of it. Feige.
Feige, and
Shit, thank you.
there's been talk. Is it different characters or different actors? Are we recasting them? Is it all animated so we can just use voices? That way everybody can be everybody.
People
You know what I
don't
mean?
take
Hugh
animated
Jackman doesn't have to get in jacked up shape again. I'll leave it up to you. I'll tell you what we have right now. Currently, we have 10 episodes. We have a Captain America Winter Soldier riff. A riff on it, you know what I mean? Where I like the one over here. Red Skull wins. Steve Rogers becomes the Winter Soldier. So we go there, right?
So it's like the future. You're fighting the revolution against
That's really cool.
Hydra.
That's really cool.
We have the obvious
That's
one.
the best one.
We have the obvious one at number 2
It
right
is the
now.
best one, though.
Wolverine versus Hulk.
It's a movie.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously. You got to have it, right? Number
I want Andy
3,
to say like each one's the best one. As they come out.
Kilgrave from Jessica Jones. Doesn't get killed at the end of Jessica Jones, takes control of Jessica Jones, and then it's him versus the Avengers.
All right.
It's him taking over New York. You know what I mean? How are they going to stop him? What are they going to do? Then we have this hot one. Spidey and Daredevil versus the Kingpin
Oh,
in
cool.
New York, right?
I like that a lot.
There's right now we have a slash in there of Spidey and the X-Men in high school doing stuff together.
Oh,
Shenanigans.
yeah, dude.
Then at number 5 right now, Blade. Blade has been existing in the MCU this entire time. What does that look like? Here's the adventures of Blade.
I picture him like in a forest, like running around finding
Where have I
potions.
been?
Finding
Just shoot
potions.
shots.
Aliens are real now too.
like New York's happening, and he's just like sitting in a hallway, just being like,
These are vampires. I'm not gonna fight them.
He tries to stake one. He's like, this isn't a vampire.
Number 6, Jane Foster. Natalie Portman is Thor. She picks up the hammer. She's worthy. Patty Jenkins has to direct that episode, so this actually happens.
Cool. Okay.
Number 7, this is a cool one. It's Deadpool, but Mystery Science Theater 3000 style, where it's a clip show of MCU clips, and he's talking over them, making fun of them. Or it's Deadpool versus the Avengers. We're working on that one.
Okay.
Number 8, this was a Nick request, and I just couldn't turn him down because he's got those eyes, and he's my daddy. Magneto. It's a Magneto episode. Maybe it's just him and Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch being, they actually have that
Oh,
relationship.
okay.
everything's
Oh,
there.
like a Modern Family sort of sitcom.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think that's what you meant, but I love it.
'Cause we talked about Wolverine in World War II as like a potential what if, right? Like let's
Yeah,
do
we did
first
talk about
Avenger
it. We
with
did talk about it,
Wolverine.
yeah.
What if you liberate a camp, and at the reveal at the end is that it's Eric himself?
Oh, that'd be
pretty
cool.
cool.
That'd
All
be
right.
That's like his
cool.
origin. It's like he
love
sees
that.
Captain America and Wolverine liberate his camp, and he survives, but it
So
sets
now
him
you're
on the
saying
path.
and Wolverine. Is
Yeah.
it Captain America? Is Wolverine Captain America?
No, Wolverine is a Howling Commando in this version.
That'd be so sick.
I have my idea.
Well, I'm not done yet. Number 9, we have a Black Panther Luke Cage team up where it evolves as I go, right? Where there's a Wakanda like embassy in Harlem, and that's what's going on. And then it's also though, what if Killmonger actually got out?
Was an alt right? No.
Yeah, so Joey.
He got out. He got out of Wakanda, right? Came to New York, and then that's why Black Panther and Luke Cage are teaming up to take on Killmonger there, right? And then there was another one that was Joey's, which was Black Panther retold, but from Killmonger's perspective.
Oh, no, never mind. Killmonger. I was thinking Kilgrave. Me too. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then final
Well,
number
there was another one.
number 10.
Iron
we
Man
have,
2 from Whiplash's.
Nope, you don't know. That's not a real
Him
one.
hanging out with
That's
the
not a real
bird.
one.
Cut it. Cut it.
Andy, Andy, give Lou your impression.
I want my bird.
And then number 10 is Big Lou eats a hot Cheese it.
Cheese it.
The whole episode.
But inside of just
Dormammu.
I keep trying to eat it, and I get interrupted by like some
Big
Marvel
Lou, I've
thing.
come to bargain. Just walking with the Cheez-Its.
So my idea, guys. Now stick with me, okay? Tom Holland's walking around, right? And he's just doing his thing, right? Maybe he's shirtless. Cool. Yeah, maybe he's
Is he
shirtless.
18?
Huh?
Is he 18 by this point?
Yeah, I think he's like. Okay. Oh, you mean in this scenario? Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, who cares? For the sake of imagination, who cares? He's shirtless, looking firm as all hell, right? Turns a corner, goes into geometry class. Andrew Garfield's there. Who's the teacher? Tobey Maguire.
Oh,
And it's a whole mashup.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse.
I like Spider-Man better.
Well, Spider-Man is with
that's the
Miles
animated
and
thing, right?
But the show's called 2.5
Oh, like the
Spider-Man.
actual series.
yeah, the actual series Spider-Man
Yeah.
is when Peter
Who's
meets
the
Miles.
half?
Into the Spider-Verse.
2.5 Spider-Man.
2.5.
Tom Holland is the half. And it's Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. Right.
Yes.
And Andrew Garfield is the one like always banging the girls who walk into the house. And Tobey Maguire is like the stiff, like, Andrew, you know.
But none
that
of them,
guy.
none of them know that they're all also Spider-Man.
Yes.
yes.
Because they're from alternate dimensions, you know.
So wait, now real quick, just to clarify. Are they living together or just in geometry class? They're
cool.
banging
This is
girls.
cool.
And, oh, yeah.
There's like, Andrew Garfield's banging other teachers.
Yeah. Exactly. But no, Andrew Garfield, yeah.
Oh,
I
it's Tobey
guess-
Maguire.
No,
sorry.
Andrew. He's
So-
still banging the other teachers.
Yeah, he's
though.
a
You know what
senior
I mean?
banging a teacher.
Yeah.
I picture Tobey Maguire as the geometry teacher, and I picture
Right.
Andrew Garfield as maybe like the PE or something like that.
Upperclassman?
Yeah. No. I picture him as a teacher
He's
because
a
it
teacher
has to be he's one of the men. Like he's one of the adults in the
Got it,
situation.
got it.
And Tom Holland's the
He's
little
the young,
like, the
cool
little boy.
English teacher, and like
Yeah.
you know, like the one that just got out of college.
Oh, like in Boy Meets World, or
Yeah.
that really cool teacher, Mr. What's his name?
Turner.
Mr. Turner.
Mr. Turner.
But I was also thinking of Mr. Belding's younger brother with the blonde hair in Saved by the Bell
Oh, yeah,
when he
yeah.
wanted to take him on that field trip, and he was like super cool, and then
Yeah, he's too cool.
turns out what happened with him?
I don't remember actually what the there was a downside to that
There
episode.
was a downside, and
you
it was
remember,
like
Nick?
a bummer.
No, I don't remember this at all, but I'm gonna assume it was severe drug abuse mixed in with a little molestation.
Jesus.
They only had one.
I'm glad he's not mic'd.
They
I
had
keep begging
one-
for a mic there. I'm glad it is
They had
not
one
there. Jesus.
drug
Yeah, what
episode.
hap-
It was like Speed, right? Like she was just taking speed.
Oh,
Or
Jesse
caffeine
Spano?
pills, Yeah.
Yeah.
so scared.
I'm so excited. I'm so.
I've gotten an email in the past
Here we go.
day from Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter saying updates to our terms of service and privacy. I'm like, this is lies.
Periscope sent me one
It's
too.
the,
Yeah,
it's
oh, and-
the
oh, I guess I got
European
four.
legislation.
Is this real?
They're getting ready
This
for
isn't
the,
a scam?
No, it's real.
It's real.
Well, it's 'cause of all that Facebook
GD
shit.
with
Mr.
GDPR,
Belding's brother
whatever.
Rod, a substitute teacher, arrives at Bayside to take the gang's history class. Rod proves instantly popular, but soon Mr. Belding is dismayed to find that the kids prefer his brother to him. Wait, where's it go?
something happened.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware.
Field trip.
The fabulous Belding
camping
boys.
trip.
We'll figure it out. Hold on.
He's like a con artist or something.
Oh, here we got a wiki. We got a wiki.
Okay, great.
Summary. The gang finds themselves in trouble when an obnoxious teacher bans them from the class field trip unless they pass a test. On the day of the test, the teacher does not show, so Mr. Belding's brother Rod takes over and offers to take the class on a special field trip. He happens to sweet talk the kids, tells them what a free-spirited life he lives. He even just gives them A's. He even just gives them
He does
an
this
A.
whole thing with the test, like he throws it up like that.
Just so there will be a field trip. He acts as their friend and makes him very popular with the kids. However, when Zach accuses Mr. Belding of harboring jealousy towards his brother, he later regrets it when he sees Rod for who he is. That still doesn't tell me anything. All right, now we're into plot. This is much longer.
that is long.
Do you want the entire?
I absolutely do. I need to know.
You want from the top?
My guess was
We're going from the top.
severe drug abuse mixed in with a little fun, lighthearted
From
molestation.
the top of the fabulous Belding Boys plot. This is season 2,
Why don't we skip to the end?
episode 15. No, you wanted the whole thing, bitch.
Fair point. Give it to
Strap
me.
in.
Topic 3 then.
There's no topics
Are you
anymore. It's
starting
fine.
from the beginning of this plot?
Yeah. Do you have somewhere to be? Jesus, have a cheese it.
Give him a fucking
Episode
cheese.
9.
The students are in a panic over an upcoming history test. Even worse, the teacher, Mr. Dickerson, clearly relishes the idea of them all failing. That's bad teaching. During several students, I'm not making this up, but this isn't me being bad. During several students are called to Mr. Belding's office to discuss the upcoming trip. They try to come up with a destination, but no one can agree. So Mr. Belding says that he will decide and let everyone know when he does. Later, and this is a giant paragraph.
You lost Lou. You lost Lou. He's thinking about everything but this.
Go to the very, very end.
Later, the gangster.
I'm back in God of War now.
Yeah, I know.
I just want to know what he did wrong.
Mike.
At last, it's time for everyone to leave for the class trip, but Rod is nowhere to be found. Zach goes looking for him and overhears Mr. Belding and Ron arguing. Turns out that Rod has decided to spend the weekend with a stewardess named Inga and wants his brother to just come up with an excuse for him. Mr. Belding refuses and throws him out. Before he leaves, thank you, Big Lou. Before he leaves,
Will this make you stop?
Richard reveals his disappointment in Rod. No, it will not. I didn't know either. With the belief he hoped he'd be a better person and instead is still the same Rod. Rod leaves, but Zach turns away so he can't see him. Still, Zach doesn't know how he can efface his friends after seeing Rod for the selfish person he is. Still going.
Can I stop you for 1 second?
Yeah.
Greg? Nick,
Yeah.
what was the last gist of what Greg just said?
I'm still holding out for my theory that Rod is severely addicted to cocaine and barbiturates and also likes to mix in a little lighthearted molestation into his,
Greg, continue.
his stuff.
You want me to continue? Mr. Belding's called out by Zach. Zach's all right. Zach's
Man,
angry.
Saved by the Bell was dumb.
In turn, Zach apologizes for his behavior and admits that the school has the better Belding. Peter England. Or Engel.
Ragu. Ragu. Belding is on number 19 on our list.
It's been
Here's what I'm gonna
342
say.
episodes of this show.
Yeah.
And you took this long to get on, and this is why.
This is it.
I'm gonna throw this out there as a
fucking-
I knew at some
possible.
point
Steven
you turn on
Septic's
me.
like, oh, here's the camera. You're on fucking for him.
You got an ambush from you.
I'm gonna throw this out there as a possible number 12 rounding out the list.
So I ate the Cheez-It. Can we kill
mean,
that
it's still a
one?
great
I wanna
episode.
open
So
up
we
that
got two
slab.
more.
Think about how popular this episode was, though. And how, we could add that in.
I don't think. Now I like John Bernthal, and I think he did an okay job.
What? He was a great
He is a
Punisher.
great
He's a
Punisher.
great
Don't
Punisher.
Great
think
Punisher.
they have nailed Punisher yet.
Have you watched The Punisher?
I watched it all. I watched the whole season. I watched him in Daredevil season 2, and then I watched him in the standalone thing. Thought it was good. Thought it was fun. I want to see.
I thought Nick and I were like allies in this, but he just turned on me
again, I
hard.
liked it, and I thought it was good, but I want to see them have the Punisher be a little more unhinged, a little more methodical, and get someone like Paul Verhoeven to come in and direct it, and just do a one-off story where he is hunting people down. None of this emotional fucking
Does
problems.
he hunt people with powers?
No.
Is that how we kind of tie it back to the MCU? No.
Nah,
just
he fucking
regular people.
annihilates people with Gatling guns. Because
No,
my
I'm
biggest
saying,
problem with
I'm saying
Punisher is always like, I'm fucking crying over my wife.
He decides to kill people with
Have you
superpowers.
read any Punisher, or are you just saying, I want this to
I
be
read
more
one
fucked up?
Punisher comic book, and it was, I think the title of it was "You Just Rented a Jet Ski to the Punisher, Kiss That Motherfucker Goodbye" or something like that. Like that was one of the.
I remember that one issue, one shot. You
All I'm
just
saying is-
wanted a jet ski.
All I'm saying is, I want like an hour long episode where it has nothing to do with that bullshit wuss behavior, and
So
it's
here's
just
my-
him
But that's
fucking up drug dealers.
Punisher is like the Hulk in that when he's alone in his own stories, it's much more emotional. It's much more kind of like somber because like Hulk is always about like the monster in me and all that kind of stuff. It's when they're with other characters that they're cool. Because Hulk is cool when he's just around Thor and
Thor,
stuff,
that
and
was
he's
a great
punching
episode.
people up. Or like Punisher hanging out with other heroes. Like Punisher in Daredevil season 2 had none of that content, right? He wasn't like crying about his wife. He was just killing people.
Yeah.
You didn't get that yet, right?
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. I'm just saying,
You just can't do Punisher on his
he's
own.
just kind of a wuss, you know. Let's make him less of a wuss.
Punisher shot Spider-Man, right?
Shit's a lot
I
of
don't
people.
remember
I mean,
exactly.
that's the cover
No.
of him in the crosshairs getting shots
no,
on
but
him.
Punisher was shooting at Captain America, but it ended up hitting
Wait, you're
Spider-Man.
talking about Ultimate Universe?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what happened.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then he
Spider-Man got
goes
shot
by the Punisher.
by the Punisher, and then Captain
goes
America
home
was like,
to
"Ah."
fight the Goblin.
And then he goes home and he's like bleeding out, and
Yeah.
that's when Spider-Man dies. Is he's
Well, no,
fight-
he
the Green
fights
Goblin.
Green
The
Goblin.
Green
yeah.
Goblin kills him.
But this is the Ultimate Universe.
In
so
Ultimate
it's not,
No, I know that. I remember Peter Parker dying. I just didn't remember that it was
Yeah.
Punisher related.
And then
Yeah.
get this, and then Aunt May shoots Goblin when he's in human form, fucking blows his brains out.
nice.
None of that happened.
No, it did. It did.
Really?
Yeah, that's how like it stops.
Fuck, I do not remember that.
Goblin sucks.
I need to reread
Why,
this. That's
the
a
blowing the
Spider-Man.
brain-
It was a whole
Yeah.
scene where he's like they're in like the
The
neighborhood.
street, yeah.
It's like
It's
super
all in
residential.
front of
It's
their
very
house.
suburban.
Yeah.
versus,
Yeah,
like,
and he
living
takes
in
off the
city.
mask every night.
and then Mary Jane, I think, comes over, and it's like really touching moment where he dies in her arms.
Yeah, Mary
Because
Jane
Goblin
Gwen
in
Stacy's
that
still
like
alive.
And he turns into a monster.
transforms into
Yeah.
a monster, right?
Yeah.
Cool, Greg. Come here.
Get in there, cool Greg.
I need you to pitch me. We're doing this show. You have been following along? The MCU What If show?
Yeah.
Pitch me an episode.
I really like the Hulk. I would love to see the Hulk go up against another big badass. Who's a big badass I know of? The
Abomination.
Big Show.
Triple H. Triple H is in Blade.
He
3.
is.
Yeah,
Oh,
Blade
that's-
Trinity.
So Triple
Not
H
as
versus the
Triple
Hulk?
H,
But
though.
really though,
Triple H beat
he
Thor?
kind of
Triple
is.
H beat
True.
Thor.
That's
Triple
true.
H versus the Hulk.
Yeah, okay. I'm with that. Who else do I like from Marvel? I mean, I fuck with Spider-Man. I want Spider-Man tagging shit. Cause he does the spray and he can go anywhere he wants, man. I'm down with that. And then Jay-Z Kingdom Come. I want Jay-Z and Superman.
Not Marvel, but yeah.
No, I still like that. What I do that? No, I'll do that one. I'll do that one.
There are no rules in what if.
It's like amalgam. Remember amalgam?
Oh yes, I,
I love
do.
the way that my brother's head works, where Jay-Z had an album called Kingdom Come. There's a DC comic series called Kingdom Come. They must be related.
I appreciated it more of just
Let's make 'em
who's a big guy the Hulk can fight. The Big Show. Which I think could happen in a million different ways. That he gets, Big Show gets superpowers. He wants to fucking fight.
Yeah,
That's a
I'm sure
fucking
there's a
dude.
comic book about it. I'm
Here's
sure
a
Cool Greg
question
read
for
it.
you, Funky Cool Medina. Oftentimes on our shows, I go, I don't have a business degree. I don't understand business. I don't know what degree you have, but you understand business. You're an adult. You understand? You know what I mean? And you could have in the land of the blind here. You have one eye. You can see 20/20 for us. When is Marvel slash Disney going to buy DC? Because it's only a matter of time at this point,
Oh, that's
right?
interesting. I think it'll be really hard for them to outbid someone else for DC. I think like if Warner goes up to market again, or like the third time, I guess, in the last like 30 years, some other telecom or someone, AT&T will try to get in there. Like someone will get in the way from
Gotcha.
that happening. Because it's just, and then it'll be hard to get through the antitrust suit.
Yeah, I was gonna say you would imagine at that point you're getting really into antitrust territory.
It's already like just buying Fox.
well. They're still aren't
and
they
their
still
own rights
evaluating
back.
the Fox deal? It's not 100% gone through yet.
It's still held up. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably because they're like, I mean, we are seeing a major consolidation of studio power into
Mm-hmm.
Disney, and it's cool for now. But at some point, we might look back
Yeah.
5, 10
think
years from now, and be like,
Even if the
"Should've let it
government
happen, they're
doesn't get
fucking setting
involved, I
everything."
think from just a purely business perspective, someone else is going to be willing to outbid Netflix.
will they be able to? That's the problem. Now, it's like at this point, Disney's churning out everything they do as $1 billion property.
Netflix.
But like someone like Netflix or a consolidation of like Netflix and some other company.
Netflix and Kevin just left.
Littering and
Movie Pass.
MoviePass
Done.
already. Oh, interesting. I think the other thing that might happen is like not Netflix, but Apple. Apple has a ton of cash and they still haven't made a play. Mm-hmm. They could easily grab a studio and then get into that Netflix game. So
Yeah, come over here. Cool Greg's gonna ask a question right
from
now.
the pit.
Remember when Will Smith was a superhero?
Hancock.
Is that Marvel?
That's nothing. I don't think.
It's like
I think that's a
its
brand.
own
I think it was.
Walks away.
Yeah, and then Hancock. I love it.
Hancock versus the Hulk. Yeah.
It's like when Milestone joined DC. And
Hell
you just
yeah,
had
yeah.
Static
Shock everywhere. Yeah, everyone watching these great fucking
Static
things.
Shock, man. WB, let's go.
Yeah. Okay. I think we just saved the MCU on Netflix. You know what I mean?
You're
You
welcome,
like Static
Netflix.
Shock? Remember? Yeah.
Yeah, of course he likes that. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
What's nothing? Cool Greg's just talking a lot
Yeah.
off mic.
Yes.
You can't hear any
Yes.
of it. I'm just doing it for
He's
you.
the guy like the shirt I wear
Yeah.
with Powerline. He has the Goofy movie Powerline.
Oh,
he does look
that's
like
the greatest Disney movie of all time. Talk about like forget MCU.
motherfucking facts, dude. Have you talked
Forget
to
Star
Austin
Wars.
Creed about this? Xavier Woods?
No, I haven't.
He agrees with you.
Yeah,
For good fucking reason.
It's also
man.
the blackest Disney movie of all time.
by far. There's not.
I will only tie it with Black Panther.
If you count that. Okay. Okay.
Before we sign off in our time capsule Marvel episode here, I want everyone to tell me what your hope is for Infinity War tomorrow. Tim Gettys, I'm going to start with you.
I'm going to start very simply. I hope that it ends bad. Like, I hope that Thanos isn't defeated.
Yeah. Okay. Funky Cool Medina.
I think that we need a significant death.
Yeah.
Iron Man, Cap, and it should be permanent.
Ooh.
Like I want to live with that death for a couple years, next decade,
Okay.
before we get back into that character.
Yeah, I want death. I want it to be a bloodbath. I want Thanos to be established as, holy shit, like this guy that it took us a decade to get to. They've been teasing forever. Not a full decade, but they've been teasing forever. Did come in and kill a whole bunch of people that want out of their contracts, but will be in the next one because of flashbacks and time zones and whatever, quantum realms.
Two-parter for this one. Thanks for asking this question, Greg. Great question.
Thank you,
by the
man.
way. But great
Love you,
people.
Kevin.
Great
Very
people
meta.
ask great questions.
Stop calling me Kevin.
Is that your
Freak
like?
me
Is that
out.
your bane? Like, do you feel power?
You know what's funny? Your hand is simultaneously dry and clammy at the same time. It's very weird.
How do you do that?
I don't know.
Let me see. Oh yeah. What is
It's
that?
like something.
Something put down for me. I think it's that I just can't regulate body heat.
Yeah.
So like the thing's blowing on me. So surface temperature wise,
It'd be like oils.
It's oily.
I definitely am oily. Everyone
Yeah.
knows that about me.
So
got
it gets
that-
dry,
he's
but then
got
you have
the-
like
Nick,
Put the
what
beard
do you
oils
want
in
from
it.
us?
I want them to treat Thanos with the respect that he deserves. I want him not to get beaten easily because up until
Yeah.
this point, every big baddie has been done.
or not at all, right?
Or yeah. So that's one of my hopes is that that he becomes one of the best villains in cinematic history. And then the other hope really is that
that is a big feat.
it's a big feat. And he has big feet. So there you go. My other hope is that we are sitting here tomorrow night debating on whether or not this is number one.
Ooh.
That's my big hope.
Now,
That's crazy.
I know that we're just fucking talking here. Do you think that's a possibility?
I think it's
Yes.
absolutely a possibility.
Yeah.
I think with
It's
so
better
much-
be-
everything on the line.
only reason I think it is because of us doing MCU in review and Winter Soldier and Civil War being as high as they are.
And this had
Well,
this
all of
smacks of
phase
Civil
3,
War.
all of
What's
phase
all of
three.
Phase
Yeah.
3,
Okay.
but like more than that, the Russo brothers directing it and working with all these
Can you
different
take me
teams.
through your
with
list?
What they have.
So I haven't seen all the last few.
Can you pull the list up? Is that possible for you to do right now?
I don't know if I have it all.
I think 1, 2, and 3. I can do one. Homecoming's number 1.
Hold on. Yeah, I was gonna
Civil
say,
War
does
two
Andy
and Thor
send them through
Ragnarok's
Slack
3.
every time?
Really?
I'm on it. Hold on.
Homecoming is
Stop
number
talking
one.
out your asses. Hold on.
It's very good. Well, I
Yeah,
know
real
one, two,
quick,
three.
phenomenal. It's
I'm not
definitely
wrong
my
about
top.
that.
You know what? I don't know. Somehow Doctor Strange ends up at number 4 every week.
Well,
so-
that's Kevin's doing. He's a mystic.
It's just a copy and paste error. My bad.
It's just a.
Where does
copy.
Andy send it?
He sends it directly to Control. So give me a second.
No, that won't help me at all then. Kevin, while you look for that, think about what is your ask for tomorrow night.
I know what I want.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
I wanted to.
Can you bring us up so people see?
And I'm gonna read through it. I'm gonna read through it for Lou, and I'm gonna read through it for the audio listeners. So right now, if you didn't know, we do a show called MCU in Review, where we rank all the Marvel movies leading up to Infinity War. We're on the precipice of Infinity War right now. Our current ranking is number 1, Spider-Man: Homecoming; number 2, Captain America: Civil War; number 3, Captain America: The Winter Soldier; number 4, Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Interesting.
No, this is out of date. Where did Thor Ragnarok go?
Number 3 was Thor Ragnarok, I
Yeah,
believe.
number 3.
So, here we
Sorry,
go
it was
then.
the last one he
I've
said.
never had to do this.
I can do it.
Okay.
Number 3, Thor Ragnarok. Number
like
4,
his
Captain
superpower.
America, Winter Soldier. Number 5, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Number 6, Avengers. Number 7, Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 8, Iron Man. Number 9, Black Panther. Number 10, Doctor Strange. Number 11, Ant-Man. Number 12, Iron Man 2. Number 13, Avengers: Age of Ultron. Number 14, Captain America: The First Avenger. Number 15, Iron Man 3. Number 16, The Incredible Hulk. Number 17, Thor. Number 18, Thor: The Dark World.
Everything about this is wrong.
No, dude. You gotta
We got to start over. We got to start the whole
You
series.
gotta
over.
rewatch. You
No,
gotta
so
give me your
rewatch
top
everything.
Here's the thing, Lou, that I want you to know.
Yeah.
Like, we all have very different lists, and it's
This
just
is
like
just like
when
the-
we
the
vote,
When we
it kinda
vote,
comes
yeah.
down to this.
It
And
always
when
gets-
I've seen so many people on the Facebook group and the Reddit have their lists. I think
No,
this is a pretty representative list overall. There are some things where I feel like when you start grouping it, the top 3 I think can be interchanged.
I
That
think
includes Thor.
comes up
Thor comes up.
a little bit. Not top 10 or anything like that. But
Wait,
it comes
wait,
up
wait,
a
wait.
little bit.
Thor 1?
Thor is what he wants to bring up from number 16 or 17.
No, not way up. Get out of here. Thor
Iron Man
1
2 goes
sucks.
down.
Iron Man 2 goes down from 12.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
when's the-
so
wait, here's the
let me
thing.
do my top 5.
When's
Alright.
the last time you've seen them?
Winter Soldier, Black Panther, Avengers, Civil War, and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
1.
All right.
And I feel like what you just said is very representative. Like once you get to this top, like even the top
You can shuffle
the top
a lot, yeah.
6 and I guess 7 with Ragnarok of what we were looking at, like they're all, it's just preference at that point.
Yeah.
They're so good. Equally good.
Any given Sunday.
Greg,
Any
Yeah,
given Sunday.
Kevin.
for my Infinity War, what I want is
Yeah.
I want a big death right in the beginning.
Right in the beginning.
right, just
Right,
like
right in the
right out the
beginning.
gate.
As
We're
I've,
getting it.
as
Like-
I've
like prison
predicted,
rules?
as I've predicted,
Prison rules.
does Loki count?
Instantly.
Yes.
Because I
Yeah.
think that's what's
I
going to
think it's
happen.
gonna
I do
Yeah,
too.
100%.
I do too.
I brought it for you, Thanos.
Yep.
Hit the ship.
Yep.
He's like,
And
I'm gonna
then
try to save
I want-
everybody.
Another big death. But like the start of the third act, I want another big death, and like I'm talking Cap or Iron Man. Probably Cap in my eyes.
What if they're making out and they get killed at the same time?
I don't think
no.
that's
You think you can?
And
I know,
I want
you
it
know,
to
you're
lover.
right.
and I want it to end him getting all the stones in the gauntlet and putting it on and snapping. And if it does that, man, oof.
So I think
gonna be
it's like
amazing.
Act 1 Loki, Act
Yeah.
2 Cap, Act 3 he wins. That's like,
Yeah, I like that a lot.
and then like that, because then that last act I think is Iron Man being like, we're losing.
Yeah, what do
we're
we
gonna
do?
do it. We have to figure it out, and he still fails.
Yeah.
I can't fucking wait for this movie.
I'm gonna eat popcorn.
Ladies and gentlemen, no matter when you're watching this after the live broadcast, you can go to kindafunny.com and catch MCU in review Avengers Infinity War. See what we thought of the movie. But for now, thank you for watching the Game Over Greggy show. If you didn't know, each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table, each bringing a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can get each and every episode early. How early, Nick
You could be
Scarpino?
watching it right now. You don't need a stupid Infinity Stone to go back in time. You can be current with us right now.
That's good, Nick.
That was real
was
good.
really good.
We do a pre and a post show for that live audience that then the following Friday gets put up with the video. Audio doesn't get that. It's confusing, I understand. But what I'm saying is on Friday, you can go to patreon.com/kindafunny. Get next week's Game Over Greggy show early. If you have no bucks to toss our way, though, it's no big deal. You can head over to youtube.com/kindafunny. Get each and every episode Friday. A week later. It's all super roll. You're all going to be like, we understand what happened during Infinity War. An EMP went off over the United States. Korea invaded. We are now under their rule and we have to fight.
Right.
We are all fighting.
Everyone's
How
like-
did this video get out? VHS cassettes. That was my plan if
Why are they talking
YouTube
about
really got
Infinity War?
fucked up. If YouTube got
VHS?
fucked up, we started
I've heard you say this
Patreon tier to
before.
send out the fucking VHS tapes of what we do. Worked for Backyard Wrestling. Can
Hey.
work here.
Sure.
Until next time. It's been our pleasure to serve you.
One of the stories that I was going to break up on the morning show was that it was all in light of like North Korea and South Korea, like the North Korea starting to talk. To
Peace
people
talks,
now.
right?
Yeah. South Korea decided they were like, cool, we'll stop blasting K-pop and propaganda at the border. It's a legit story. I was
Yeah.
like, that's hilarious. They're like, their way of combating the North Korean regime is to blast fucking K-pop at
Yeah,
them.
everybody who works
Fucking
at the
baller.
border is just like, God, this
They're
music's
like,
so
God
good.
damn it, everyone is like, we're done with this shit.
We could have lived on the other side with this
post show?
amazing.
Kevin, the post show starts now. See you later, YouTube. Hey, post show, it's me, Greg. I'm gonna pee.
We missed all these comments.
No, we
Punisher.
don't look at the comments during. The comments come after.
Punisher and Cable. That's fun.
Punisher versus Predator. Do you remember the Batman versus Predator series they did a while back?
No.
It was fucking rad. They did like a one-off. I think it was like, I want to say it was only 6 books, but it was or 6 issues, and it was the Predator was hunting in Gotham, and Batman had to hunt him down, and he got fucked up. Fucked up.
They did a 6-issue run of Batman vs. Ninja Turtles recently, and it was surprisingly good.
Dude,
Like they would get into such cool fucking things. I loved it.
It's okay.
Should be on this list. Great pitch I'm looking at right here. Netflix Marvel pitch. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, starring Wolverine as good, Sabretooth as bad, and Deadpool as ugly. That's
that's
Pretty
dope.
funny.
that's a movie.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a
is-
lot.
That's like Logan. Like just set that movie. Like just wind the clock.
Also-
let it
Yeah.
happen.
Nick,
Yasmin the
Yeah.
Young come with
I
the hits.
believe Logan was the end of the Fox X-Men universe. So like that is canon. That is what happens after everything.
Oh, right. 'cause
That's
after
final
Days of
canon in
Future
one
Past-
of the
Yeah.
That makes
timelines.
sense because they retcon Days of Future Past,
Yeah.
right?
Which is crazy because it's
Going
really
back.
disappointing to think of what actually happens to all the X-Men.
No, it's perfect for
Same,
X-Men.
dude.
X-Men's always been tragic. It's always going to be
Right.
tragic.
Yeah.
It should always be tragic. There
Every
should
time
not
you-
be a happy ending.
Every
for
time
them.
you think
Something
we made it on the
Yeah.
other side, like Genosha, we took over Genosha. It's like a perfect place for mutants.
Oh no, it's
Blow it up.
alive. It's
Yeah.
eating our energy.
Yeah.
Moon Knight, says Pete Linen.
Moon Knight,
We'll get
no.
Moon Knight eventually.
None, never, please.
You don't think?
Why?
I'm not too familiar with Moon Knight. He
So
was
boring.
in the
Is it
Ultimate
boring?
Universe for a
Hasn't
little
there-
bit. It's
Haven't they
Batman.
like changed him now and it's
kinda
like, crazy?
multiple personality
Yeah.
disorder.
Get closer to the
Batman.
mic.
Like he's like Batman with like light schizophrenia.
Yeah.
I
basically.
think in the whole Ultimate Comics
Deadpool does
run,
it
there was like
better.
4 issues about him.
Deadpool's just a better Moon Knight than Moon Knight.
Well, people really,
Really?
like Moon Knight now.
I don't get it.
think that they've done like a new Moon Knight.
There was a run
Yeah.
recently that was like, you know, the Hawkeye run
Yeah.
that they did that was like
Matt
people really
Fraction.
loved.
Yeah.
The Matt Fraction
Do
run.
you not love it?
That's
There was
what
a Moon Knight.
Wait,
I think it was
hold on.
Jeff Lemire did
We
the Moon
fucked
Knight
up.
run. I don't know who did it.
I saw a fucking mock-up poster of a Hawkeye miniseries on Netflix that would be
With Renner?
with Renner and Aubrey Plaza.
Ah, that's
Can
amazing.
you imagine that? It'd be
As,
too
like, as
good.
Kate
That would be
Bishop?
an awesome.
Why I would wait? Why I would?
There's like a
Plaza.
24
Kate Bishop.
issue Hawkeye run that is the 2 Hawkeyes, which is Kate Bishop and Clint.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was Jeremy Renner with Aubrey Plaza as the younger female
okay.
Hawkeye, and it's like a comedy series.
Sure.
You should read it. It's
Fuck
real
it.
good.
It's so
Okay.
good, man.
Okay. Yeah, you were the one that was telling me that the Hawkeye, there was a really good Hawkeye series,
Yeah,
right?
it's this
Okay.
one.
Awesome.
It's so damn.
Eventually, they
fucking
just
good.
drop Clint completely, and it's just Kate Bishop in LA for a while, and then they kind of do a bunch of stuff with it.
It's great.
Steve Jr. says, "Has anyone seen Batman Ninja yet? I have not.
no,
I wanna watch
but I
it.
want to watch it.
Yeah.
If it's available to rent,
It
I'll
was
consider
Jeff
renting
Lemire,
it.
right? Who did Moon Knight? Someone brought
Someone
that
said
up.
Jeff.
Yeah. It wasn't bad. I just like Jeff Lemire's a great writer. Just Moon Knight's not that interesting of a character to me.
Did you end up watching Hell to Pay yet?
Nope.
Yeah, I should give it a shot. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I got that stacked up, and then Gotham by Gaslight still too.
Don't start with
Gas
that one.
Lamp, is that right?
Yeah, Gotham by Gaslamp. It's not that great.
I started Penny Dreadful. That
Yeah,
series. Have you guys watched
Josh
it? at all?
Hartnett? I tried getting into it a little bit. I couldn't do it.
It's good. I just don't have the time.
No, it seems like it's gonna be a real long, like drawn out.
It's a lot of work, you know.
Nah,
and
I
like
can't do
I
it.
want to get into it, but it's just
Like the first episode, you're like, wait, we're like an hour in, and we've only introduced like half the characters in this thing. Like, what's going on?
the takes on the characters are cool. Like
Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah.
it's like a better version of
The
League
Dark
of-
Universe.
League of
Oh, yeah,
Extraordinary
League of
Gentlemen.
That's right. Yeah.
Tell you about
Which,
saying a
by
league
the
of
way,
their own.
What I want is the God of War cinematic universe.
Oh,
That's what I'm
God.
into right now.
Why? They nailed it in the game. You don't need
I
anymore.
want more.
Well, I just want
games.
more games.
I want.
Oh,
I
sure.
want-
You're going to get that. You're definitely going to get
I want
that.
more
I just
God
want
of War
like
story.
more and more and more.
I'm obsessed with it right now.
I know.
guys.
Yeah.
You're around the bend crazy.
Right.
on it.
Yeah.
Decoding fucking.
That's right.
we did it. We did a
hieroglyphics and
whole
shit.
like
I know. Danny left the room and he's like, I got to leave. They're talking about it.
we did a whole thing. So let's get into that now.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Mark Freeman says he booked his hotel and flights for prom.
Yeah, Mark Freeman.
Still needs to get
Mark.
started.
Yeah. Sorry.
Come on, man.
Make fart noises.
It's 3 seasons. It was canceled. Oh, Penny Dreadful's canceled. Ah, good. I can get to it. It's like, you know, when the season's going on and I'm behind, I can't do it because I'm just like, I'm never going to catch up with
Yeah.
Mike says, "Oh, by the way, Gallagher is a big old racist."
Oh, of course.
Is he?
It's like Milkshake Duck, right?
AWG0926
God
says,
damn it.
"Do you think all the Avengers will die except Iron Man, just like his vision in Age of Ultron?"
I love that if
That would
they
be
if they
really-
telegraph
I love
that.
the fact that we don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's ever been a time where spoilers haven't just like really publicly leaked that it's not all over the
I
internet.
mean, you know,
I
what we
love
should
maybe
it.
it's
do?
just not in the
What we should
circles
do
we're
is
looking in.
Go
but-
online
I
tonight.
mean, that's the
Go
thing.
fuck it up for
I'm
us.
trying to be careful.
You and me go
Yeah, me
online
too.
tonight.
Yeah.
Find the
I
secret.
guess, yeah, I'm being more
every
careful than I
spoiler we
usually
can.
am.
Banner outside of Tim's apartment tomorrow morning
You don't know where Tim lives.
on his car. I know where he lives. I've taken
No,
him
you
home like
don't.
5 times.
You don't know. There's no way you can get there.
I know where he lives, and you know where he lives, Kev. So you have to be a
It's
part
true,
of this.
I do.
You have to print a
I
banner
told
right
you,
now.
I'm in
saying
anytime
thank
Rudy
you
you.
want to
Ortiz
start
Jr. says, "Have you guys seen Infinity War in IMAX? We are not."
I am on Saturday.
Yep.
Was anything shot on IMAX cameras?
The first movie to be entirely shot in IMAX cameras. Now,
way
that
it's
is
meant to be
quite
seen.
misleading
Yeah.
because that does not mean that the entire thing is in IMAX
It's not
format.
large format.
Yeah. It's still bigger than a normal aspect ratio, but it is not the full IMAX screen.
I
In
respect
fact,
that.
None of it is in the full IMAX format.
Why? Why would they do that?
I don't know.
But it's shot with at least an IMAX camera. Like
Yes.
the resolution is
The first actual movie, not just like
Is it
monkeys.
actual
Right.
IMAX camera, or is it like just the 65 millimeter or 70 millimeter? Like 65
First movie that's
millimeter?
IMAX.
Interesting.
What
Yeah.
isn't it crazy? Like what 3 years ago they said that, and now we're
here
gonna
we
go
are.
watch it on Saturday in IMAX. Can't wait.
I can appreciate it. Like it's like I don't watch 3D movies that aren't shot in 3D. Like if something's up converted, I'm just like I'm not interested. Just watch it 2D.
Cooper says, Nick, have you watched Pete Holmes' show Crashing on HBO? It's real fun and deals with the New York comedy scene a lot. You might dig it. I've heard that's good. I also should probably try to catch the rest of I'm Dying Up Here, which is a show that's loosely based off of Mitzi Shore in The Store back in the day. I didn't mean for
You
that
just
to
see
rhyme.
Pete Holmes all the time in Meltdown.
Oh, Meltdown Comics?
Yeah.
R.I.P.
He just like RIP, right? He just like come out of the rafters somewhere. They had the office up top. So
Yeah.
Just, like, roll
They used to
out.
do a lot of really cool shows there. Drucker used to do a lot of shows there. He used to do shit
Drucker,
arcade stuff.
Kumail.
Everyone did.
Kumail did like basically all of Big Sick was like worked out as
Really?
material
Oh, that's cool.
at on Wednesday nights.
Richie Felly says, have y'all seen movies in AMC Dolby Cinema theaters? I have not. I'm very interested in that, though.
They
That's the
have
new
that-
sound technology.
Doesn't Century have one of those?
Yeah.
So
Isn't
I
that
feel like
IMAX?
we've actually
I
been
think
there,
the
yeah.
IMAX
Century does?
No. I'm sorry. He's talking
Metreon
about
does.
Metreon, yeah.
Metreon does have
Yes.
that. Yeah, we haven't been there.
No,
We
I'm
haven't?
pretty sure Century 9 over in Westfield has you walk. It's just Dolby thing. You walk in and it's like it's supposed to be like one of those theaters. I might be mistaken.
Maybe.
I
I mean,
think-
Metreon
Could be
definitely
I think
has
Metreon
one.
is what you're
They
thinking.
did. They debuted it with Titanic a couple months back.
Every night
God damn.
It's bad. It's really bad.
So great.
So this
That
guy's-
was haunting, man.
Final question.
Ethereal.
Enigmatic One says, so guys, will there be a review for Ant-Man and the Wasp? Yes.
Oh, yeah,
And it will
100%.
be
Oh, yeah.
an MC interview.
Whoa! Breaking news.
That's
That's the breaking news button.
What is Secret Wars? You guys keep saying
So
that.
Secret Wars is like
Go ahead, Tim.
Secret Wars is like the world's. So it's the ultimate universe. Well, there's different Secret Wars. I'll take it back.
Okay.
But
Top
the concept
level it for
is timelines converge. For some reason, the worlds are turned into one world. You have to battle it out, battle world, and then they're somehow come undone, right?
Okay.
So the version they did recently, which is what I think they're going to do with the Fox characters, I don't think it's going to be in Avengers 4. I think it's going to be later. But the Russo brothers have said like, well, we'd love to do Secret Wars, like wink, wink.
Yeah.
It's going to be, there's a mutant world, and then there's the current cinematic universe, and they're basically, something happens where like they're going to collide.
Okay.
Like cosmically collide. And the only way to basically keep both universes from being completely destroyed, so if they hit, basically, both universes are done. Trillions and trillions of people die. If you destroy one planet, so you kill 7 billion people here, you can save both universes. Either way, right? So it's going to set up an Avengers versus X-Men movie.
Oh,
Dope.
fuck yeah.
And
Is
that's
that
going to be
Secret Wars 2? Because wasn't the first
That's Secret Wars 2.
Yeah,
it's
Secret
like
War-
Ultimate Universe versus the main universe,
Yeah,
basically.
the 616.
Yeah.
But Secret Wars 1, wasn't that, what are those aliens, the copy people that are going to be in Captain Marvel?
Skrulls.
Skrulls. Right?
I thought that was
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion.
Yeah. Which
That's Secret
I
They're going to do Secret Invasion as Captain Marvel.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But I think it would be really cool
But in
if
the
it,
90s.
if it ends with Captain Marvel losing. And that's why she's not in the
I think it
the
ends
Skrulls
like
sneaking around.
it's going to be a parallel to Captain America, I think, where she defeats them, but
like, they're
something
still-
she's like
yeah, they
she's
got the
on
time.
ice or replaced or trapped in time or something like that, where she doesn't come back until later.
Interesting.
She'll
That'd
be
be
the fish
cool.
out of water in the next Avengers.
Okay.
That's my theory.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's your post show for the Game Over Greggy show. Thank you so much for your support on patreon.com/kindafunny. Go home and tell grandma, hey, you're not watching those credit cards. I'm going to use it to make you a Patreon account and sign up for Kinda Funny.
Oh my god.
While you're at it, if your mom's purse is nearby,
Just clip that and put that out. Send it to the
Steal
FBI.
that.
Send that.
Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, it's been our pleasure to serve you.
It's for a rainy day. You don't have rainy days, Grandma. Not where you're going.
You're running out of rainy days, Grandma.
You only have your days are numbered.
Greg, don't leave. We still need
I know, I got to do the point.